because there are a lot of people in this country who do not like Black women. But Black women are the base of the Democratic Party.
These angry, mad, opportunistic, lying Black women.
But Black power starts with Black women. It just does.
But does anyone see that? No. Does anyone care about that? No. All they see is an aggressive Black girl talking.
Camino lento, la notte pesa sulle spalle mie. Stringo il freddo, tu dormi ancora nel mio letto. E mentre
And I can't shut up. I wish I could. I really wish I could shut the fuck up. But I can't.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
pesa sulle spalle mie. Stringo
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please.
Tu dormi ancora nel mio letto. E mentre
targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
All right, a lot of folks today are upset because of what happened last night in Texas. A lot of black folks. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett was running for the Texas Democratic nomination for United States Senate against Texas State Senator James Tallarico. Those two, there was a third candidate in the race, but really was between these two. And here are the election results right here. This is what it came down to. Tallarico getting 52% of the vote. 97.4% of the vote is in. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett getting 46% of the vote. And so some ballots still have to be counted. And I've been watching all the different commentary. I've been watching people say, oh, my God, this was awful. This was about, white and Latino voters, locking out black voters and all of that. You're wrong. Let me say it again. You're wrong. Listen, folks, I'm born and raised in Texas. I was watching this race from the beginning. I was looking at every single facet of this particular race. And here's the reality. If you look at the numbers and you're trying to win, understand overall the state of Texas. 60% of Texas is minority. That's Latino, that's African-American, that's Asian-American, that's Native American. Yet in elections, 60% of the voters are white. Texas has the most eligible black voters of any state in the country. Yet when Colin Allred ran against Ted Cruz, 1.2 million black folks did not vote. Let me say it again. 1.2 million did not vote. And so if you want to understand what was going on, you have to understand what were the strategies of both candidates. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett made it perfectly clear she was going to be unconventional. She was going to be putting money on television. She talked about a ground game. She really was locking up, trying to focus on the largest counties in Texas. Now, the 5 largest counties in Texas, they are Dallas, they got Harris County, where Houston is. You got Dallas County, Dallas is. Bexar County, San Antonio, Travis County, Austin, and then you have Tarrant County, where Fort Worth is. 4 of those 5 are blue counties, okay? Doesn't matter in primaries, though. But Tarrant County is the only red county. Here's the problem. And what did I say? I had the chair of the Texas Democratic Party on this show on Monday. I discussed this last week as well when I was in Los Angeles for the Image Awards. What did I tell y'all then? That in order to win the Democratic primary, you have to do the exact same strategy as Republicans in the general election. That if you only look at the most populous counties and you do not do well in the other parts of the state, you're not going to win. Go to my iPad, Elise. This right here is from the Texas Tribune. This is their breakdown of the map. Look at the map, y'all. You see blue? The blue here, that's all Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. The yellow you see right here are the counties that they have still yet to collect the votes from. The green, that's Tallarico. What did I say? Now, what I also said was the issue was the margins. When Republicans beat Democrats, they win all of these states that are in Central, South, West, and the Panhandle because they rack up margins. All those votes add up. And so if you look at, so let's take what happens, okay? Most of the votes in Texas, right here in the blue, where African Americans are. This right here, I'm going to show you. This is a map of the New York Times. Give me a second. So I'm going to pull this up. This is from the New York Times. The New York Times map right here. It shows counties with more Hispanic voters. That's in the teal. The county, then of course, where you see the sort of the purple east. And so that's the areas with black voters. Then Crockett, y'all, the numbers are the numbers. So you see this portion right here. These are where all the black voters are in the state. You ain't got black folks who are west. So you also got to win that low. So what did Tallarico did? He won these areas here, Latino votes. Down here in South Texas, right down here in South Texas, he won those places. The key is, what were the margins in those places? All right. Now, again, it comes down to math. It's not a question of, well, it's math, but also what kind of campaign that you run. So let me go back to this map right here. Okay, so let me pull this up. So I'm looking right here, Dallas County. You see this right here? Dallas County, the home county of Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. She got 163,379 votes. That's 58.9%. Tallarico got 110,577, 39.9%. Y'all, she has no shot at winning if she does not hit 70% in her home county. Now, some of you are saying, well, the vote suppression and the Republicans because you couldn't vote countywide in your precinct. You're right. But guess what? It's the job of the Democratic Party and the candidates to tell folks how they must vote. I spoke at the MLK, City of Dallas MLK program on January 17th at Friendship West Baptist Church. They had an MLK teach-in, and they were talking about the election. Do you know what they said? They said then, early voting, you got to vote countywide, but on election day, you got to vote in your precinct. So if I was the Crockett campaign, I should have been going hard telling people you got to vote early as opposed to waiting on election day. That was a huge mistake. And I got to be honest, y'all, on election day, it's a perfect example. There was a brother, he's an alpha named Andre Turner. He was running for a justice of the peace position. Yesterday, I got 5 text messages. I'm still registered there in Dallas County. I got 5 text messages from his campaign about election day. I got 0 yesterday from the Crockett campaign. I want y'all to think about that. I got 0.
Good morning, y'all. Shout out to Splaining Martin up here trying to explain what happened to Jasmine Crockett. This nigga did his best job explaining. I ain't never heard a nigga try to explain so hard in my life. This is amazing work here. Roland Martin wants everybody to think it was about statistical anomalies and political prognostications and whatnot. But you know how the black women feel about this, Roland? You know what the black women looking at this election are feeling, Roland? Black women feel betrayed. And you can do all of your dancing and all of your little spin moves and all of your buck jiving, and none of that can take away black women's bitter feeling of betrayal by the Democrats, by the white Democrats in particular, Republicans not included. The Republican Party is being put out as some type of really odd scapegoat in this whole matter. I don't get that. It's not even an open race. It's literally a Democrat primary. Republicans are locked out of this whole process, right? This is blue on blue violence, and black women really do feel betrayed by the Democrats. A lot of black women are taking this moment, taking this loss to represent how much America does not want to see a black woman in charge. A lot of black women are looking at this moment, and some of you niggas too. You really think this is a moment that proves that America desperately does not want to see a black woman running shit?
It is really on my heart this morning to say that as a man, but more importantly, as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people, but specifically black women.
So how are you going to hold this in your heads, Democrats? Sisters, how are you going to make this make sense where you can look in the mirror and respect yourself? When the Democratic Party turns their back on this black woman and leaves her out here dangling in the wind. Y'all going to mess around, Jasmine Crockett going to end up doing a podcast. Backing up Charlamagne like Angela Cry. I mean.
Yo, I really can't wait for the Crockett cast to come online. I mean, what do you think her next move is going to be? Is she going to open up a dry cleaning business? Going to run a maid service? No. The Crockett cast is coming. 2027, y'all. No, actually, it's still early. It's only March. The Crockett cast should happen by late by December. You know, by Christmas time, we should all get a nice little present. Crockett casting. Every Sunday night, you can watch Jasmine cry about her political career and how much the white people didn't want to see a black woman in charge. I can't wait for Crockett to start podcasting.
How are you going to hold this in your heads, Democrats? Sisters, how are you going to make this make sense where you can look in the mirror and respect yourself? when the Democratic Party turns their back on this black woman and leaves her out here dangling in the wind. Y'all gonna mess around, Jasmine Crockett gonna end up doing a podcast. Backing up Charlemagne like Angela Rye. I mean, what else is there gonna be left for her to do? And that's gonna be a step back from being a congresswoman to being a B mic on a B-class podcast. Fam, this is how they do black women in the Democratic Party.
And no, this is not even like a black right-wing Republican. He is a left-wing guy. And he's telling you black women on the left wing, listen, those Republicans tell you to your face they don't really care for you and your thing and all of that, right? But the Democrats pretend to be your friend and then stab you in the back. They put you up on a pedestal and then yank that shit from under you when you thought you were feeling yourself. It's crazy work how the Democrats do black women. That's not me. That's him telling you that. That's him telling you that. I don't really care. I don't care what the Democrats do to black women at this point. You get what you deserve, ladies. You get what you deserve. I'm just saying.
It's Uncle Remus spinning his warm, funny stories.
What black women are doing, I don't care. They're their own group. When they decide to work with us, they will. Otherwise, they won't. And they don't have to. They have their own power, their own productivity. They don't need us for anything. And I'm okay with that.
The key to happiness is to eliminate all black women from your life. I mean, look at me. No black women in my life. Look how happy I am. I'm happy as a nigga with a new gun.
Now, Ruckus, that is preposterous.
Very jarring to me that within the drop of a hat, as soon as she announced that she was running for Congress, everybody suddenly flipped on her. That is orchestrated. And you are right to have criticisms of people, but what you have to pay attention to, and why I disengaged from the conversation on Threads, is because you have to pay attention to how fast it happened. Because if she did not run for Congress, we would still be in full support of Jasmine Crockett. And a lot of people that don't support Jasmine Crockett are leftists and are also like to hide their racism behind causes. They like to hide their racism behind Free Palestine.
Oh, wait. Are you accusing your fellow leftist of racism? So this is just racism all over the world. In your mind, it's like one of those crazy nigga conspiracy theory maps where all these dots are interconnected, but everything spirals back, everything traces back to racism. So there's racism on the right wing, there's racism on the left wing, there's racism at the top, there's racism at the bottom. The middle is just full of all kinds of different flavors of racism. Everywhere racism. Crazy work, bro. Good luck to you, though.
Because if she did not run for Congress, we would still be in full support of Jasmine Crockett. And a lot of people that don't support Jasmine Crockett are leftists and are also like to hide their racism behind causes. They like to hide their racism behind Free Palestine. It just is what it is. It's just something that they do because they don't support any American causes. Now, while we are a very pro-Palestinian, pro-Sudan people, y'all niggas ain't low. You white people not slick. You white leftists specifically, you white liberals specifically are not slick. Y'all like to hide y'all anti-blackness behind a cause.
Damn, son. What are all these left-wing black niggas gonna do? They can't go right. They can't go left. Everybody hates you everywhere you go. You niggas look real, real lonely in the world right now. Shout out to Mr. Enigma with the $2. Got this here for you, man.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Notice they don't do AOC like they did Cori Bush. They don't do AOC like they did Jasmine Crockett. I don't know what the difference is. I thought they were all in it together. I thought they were all squatted up, gang. I thought Cori Bush and Jasmine Crockett and AOC and them, I thought they were all squad up, gang. But I noticed they don't treat AOC, they don't treat Ms. Cortez like they treat Jasmine, sister girl, Keisha girl Crockett. I'm just saying, I don't know what happened. I just noticed things.
For years, Jasmine Crockett was everything that the far left claimed that they wanted in a leader. A brilliant civil rights attorney, a fierce advocate for voting rights, a woman who stood in committee hearings and dismantled Republican talking points with surgical precision. When she called out Trump and the Republican Party, aggressive far leftists erupted in applause. When she became a national voice of the Democratic Party representing the future of a multiracial democracy fighting for the working class, she was hailed as our Democratic superstar. That was when she was convenient. That was when she was their megaphone, their frontline soldier, not when she became their candidate. Representative Jasmine Crockett announced she was running for the United States Senate. Praise from the far left is oddly not there. Instead, they gave their support to her opponent, James Tellerico, a 2-year middle school teacher, youth pastor, and state representative, a man whose legislative accomplishments, while respectable, pale in comparisons to Crockett's record as a practicing civil rights attorney, elected official of both the Texas House and the United States House of Representatives, and national party leader who served as co-chair for the Harris-Walz campaign. America's far left is backing this man who has centered his campaign on opposing billionaire influence, blasting wealthy donors, and proposing a $10,000 contribution cap. But he still accepted a $59,000 check, one from Republican mega donor Marion Adelson. Yes, the same Adelson who poured $100 million into pro-Trump efforts in 2020. Black women are celebrated as symbols, but not trusted as leaders. They can be the voice of your movement, the face of your resistance, the warrior in your viral videos, holding the goddamn megaphone. But when it comes time to actually give them power, to let them do the work, when they ask you for your support to move up and not just speak out, suddenly there are concerns about electability. Texas Democratic primary is on March 3rd, and early voting has already started. Democrats will have a choice. Will they support the Black woman with the record, the credentials, and the national standing, or will they continue the pattern of praising Black women when it's convenient and abandoning them when it counts? For the work that she's done, for the sacrifices that she's made, Representative Jasmine Crockett deserves better than to be discarded by the same people who made her a star. And frankly, to be honest, so does the Democratic Party.
Yeah, Gay's mad too, y'all. Gay's mad.
Yeah, what are they coming to church doing? Being gay!
Words can't express how excited you made me as I was out on the trail, working to stretch people's imaginations. It's clear we still have a lot of work to do, even within our party, about making sure that we invest in kind of just doing the right thing sometimes. It's all good though. No matter what, whether it's Kim Paxton or John Cornyn, anyone would be better. I'm just saying. So again, I just wanted to say thank you specifically to the people of Dallas County.
Where's all that neck rolling shit? Where's all that head bobbing shit? Where's all that sister girl energy? You sound like a defeated white girl. You don't sound like an angry Black woman from the hood no more. You sound hurt. You sound like you need a therapy. Do you need to talk to somebody? Do you need a friend? You sound like you need a hug, Jasmine.
It would be better. I'm just saying. So again, I just wanted to say thank you specifically to the people of Dallas County. I love you so very much. And I woke up still heartbroken about everything that took place. I've got your emails. We received your phone calls about all of the confusion and the many people that just didn't get to vote. We have to fix this going forward.
Yo, that white man beat the melanin out of this bitch, bro. What the hell? Why she sound so Caucasian all of a sudden? He beat the black out of you. I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. God help me. Oh, God, we got to say a prayer for Jasmine Crockett's blackness. Jasmine, what happened to your blackness? That white man beat the black out of you. God, I hate to see it happen. This is just like slavery. God damn, look what that white man did to her blackness, y'all. No, stop.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
Oh my God, he beat the black out of you. This is horrible. What happened? What happened to your black? Why do you talk like this now?
All of the confusion and the many people that just didn't get to vote. We have to fix this going forward. We should not have people being disenfranchised in 2026, even in Texas, specifically in a Democratic county. It breaks my heart. At the end of the day, we were about to file a lawsuit so that we could keep the lines open. The county party chair got it done before we did. And, you know, the judge did the right thing.
They told you couldn't even fight back. Your team told you not to fight back. They said you got to lay there and take it. They said, don't fight back. Just let it happen. Your old team told you just let it happen. Oh, no. Oh, no. What they told you, just bite the pillow? Oh, God, no. Your old team told you this is going to hurt more if you fight. Oh, God, what they do to those black women. Do you see how they treat a black woman? She is a strong, brave, courageous black woman, and they told her to just take it. They told her to just put her head down and bite the pillow. This is some bullshit, y'all. I can't believe this is how we treating black women in the Democrat Party.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
Open. The county party chair got it done before we did. And
this thing won't unmute me. Damn, this stupid StreamYards need to get their shit together. Jasmine, you were right. You were right to not fight back, Jasmine. They told you to do the right thing. Don't fight back, Jasmine. Let that white man win. Don't struggle, Jasmine. Don't struggle. Don't resist, Jasmine. Resistance is futile. You let that white man win, Jasmine. He's good white folks. James is good, strong white folks.
And, you know, the judge did the right thing. Texas Supreme Court stepped in. So I just wanted to say again, thank you. I am back to work. I am proud.
Back to work where? Back to work where? We're doing what? Oh, she is a lawyer, matter of fact. She actually was a lawyer. She passed the bar and all of that. So maybe she'll do a law podcast. She'll do like Jasmine's Black Law Cast or something.
To serve Texas 30 until January of 2027. And then let me send Matt.
Oh, that's right. She do got a year left in office. Yeah, her district ain't done yet. She's got one more year. We still got 1 year of Jasmine's tears. Oh, we get to watch her cry for like 8 more months, y'all. Oh, this is going to be fun. That means, you know what? It's not even the end. It's going to be like the longest, most drawn out political death ever. And then one day she's going to just go away. She's just going to fade away quietly into the night.
Add love to my pastor, Pastor Freddie Haynes, who will be the congressman for Texas 30. So God bless y'all.
Oh, man. Look at what they've done to the black women, y'all. I blame the Democrats. Republicans don't have the balls to do this to a black woman. Only Democrats have the balls to break a black woman's back like that. And they sent a clean-cut, slimy-looking white guy to do it. He looked like a Bible salesman. Only the Democrats will do that to a black woman. Republicans would never. This morning, I called James and congratulated him on becoming the Senate nominee. Texas is primed to turn blue. And we must remain united because this is bigger than any one person. This is about the future of all 30 million Texans and getting America back on track. With the primary behind us, Democrats must rally around our nominees and win. I'm committed to doing my part and will continue working to elect Democrats up and down the ballot.
I just want to be clear. There's a lot that took place specifically in Dallas County. I'm sure you've been watching the returns, and none of the returns out of Dallas County are quite in yet. Dallas County should have the second largest voter participation of any county in this state. We don't have any of the results because there was a lot of confusion today. And so, you know, our Democratic Party chair, Cardall Coleman, he beat me to the punch, as myself and Colin Allred. We're about to file a lawsuit to keep the voting polls open. We were able to keep the polls open, but I can tell you now that people have been disenfranchised. The reason that we knew that there were problems is because we were receiving the phone calls and the emails. The polls were supposed to stay open until 9, according to a court order. The Supreme Court, just a few minutes ago, just said, shut it down. The Supreme Court also said that they are to separate any votes out that came in after 7 p.m. So here's the deal. I have no idea how it is that clerks are going to know who was in line by what time, because the rule is that if you're in line by 7, then you get to vote. And so once there was a court order saying you had until 9, I'm sure that there were people that joined the line after 7. They now are telling them that you have to separate the votes out. What this means is that we will not know what votes are to be tallied from Election Day out of Dallas County. For sure, we won't know that tonight. So knowing that Dallas County is a big dump of votes, we, in my opinion, will not know the election results overall tonight. We need to see the Dallas County votes to see where they are. I mean, if the early vote comes in, which we may have the early vote soon, if it comes in and I'm losing Dallas County, then we know kind of where this thing is going. So, so that's my news, is that we're not going to have election results tonight, in my opinion, based upon what specifically is taking place in Dallas County.
Look, we got another mad hater in the chat, a random independent. He says, another day, another video review of y'all bitching about black women. No, to the opposite. I'm on black women's side today. I'm saying that the Democrat Party shafted a strong black women. The Democrat Party, they used and abused an innocent, beautiful, intelligent, educated black woman today. Black women are right to be pissed. Y'all got used. Y'all got put out on the stroll like some hoes. And then when he took your money, he didn't even pat you on the head and tell you good job or not. He just kept the money. James is walking away counting Jasmine's money right now. This is horrible. This is nasty work. Y'all just got pimped by the Democrats. I feel the black woman's pain today, all right? Black women, can you feel me? I'm reaching out across the country to give all of y'all sad hoes a hug right now, because I know y'all just got used and did dirty. Well, at least I'm in Texas anyway. But all black women across the country are feeling some type way. And I just want you to know that I feel y'all pain.
That's why I can't take none of y'all serious. And this is absolutely why I have distanced myself from you people, because y'all are shameful and embarrassing. And y'all are going to let this man disrespect you right in your face. I'm telling you, and I told y'all, the Democrat Party, they don't see black voters as citizens. You are a bunch of props to them. They don't bring any substantive policies. They bring performances. And then they expect you to perform, kind of like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. Just shake your behind, because that's all you're good for anyway. They offer zero solutions. But they do offer you lots of pity and sad sob stories. And then you get a little side of plantation humor. Listen, if it wasn't for me being a Christian and knowing Jesus, I probably would have cussed Gavin out. But here's what the scriptures say about this. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. And Gavin, honey, boo boo, you expressed a whole lot in your conversation with Andre Dickens. So you guys, today we're going to talk about what relatable looks like to Democrats, because their version of respect is absolutely representative of straight up contempt, and they keep telling you exactly what they think about you.
Shout out to 313 Dash. We protect queens over here. Damn right. Niggas must not know. Trying to tell these black women how y'all was getting used and abused out here in these Democrat streets. Horrible what they did to y'all, man. I'm telling you. It's horrible what they just did to y'all. I can't believe it. Personally, I thought the Democrats were liberal and progressive. They were better than that. They would never sandbag an intelligent, experienced black female candidate for some funny-looking white guy. Why? I would expect Republicans to do that every day and twice on Sunday, but the Democrats, no.
Hey guys, this is Latina, your favorite community advocate. You know, guys, I'm not surprised that Jasmine Crockett lost the U.S. Senate race, and she's blaming Republicans. In reality, the people that threw her under the bus was her own party, okay? The Democrats, the far left white liberals, decided to support James Tallarico because he's more polished. He's more a yes person. He's more believable. He's more likable. Jasmine Crockett allowed these white liberals to prop her up as some ghetto black chick from the hood. When in reality, Jasmine Crockett, she grew up privileged. She went to a top-notch private school. She spoke well when she first ran for office. Very smart woman. Although our politics are very different, but Jasmine Crockett allowed herself to be used by the liberals, the far left. And when they were done with her, they replaced her with someone else.
Damn, sounds like she got pimped. They put her in a little skinny stripper costume. It's like, get out there on them streets in that black girl. Go shake that ass for me. Shake that ass, girl. Shake that ass for Drake.
Someone who's more likable, someone who can, you know, fake the funk and portray himself as this so-called moderate. Now, I looked at this guy, James Tallarico's past comments and him using God and the Bible and Christianity as a way to prop himself up in the political arena. I think it's really disgusting to try to misrepresent God's views to try to enhance a radical agenda. I don't support it. I am a Christian. It goes against my beliefs. This whole thing with this James guy saying that God, supports the right to an abortion for the trans community is absolutely absurd. We should all be offended. This guy's totally misrepresenting the words of God. Now, for Jasmine Crockett, I know you don't want to admit that your party turned against you, but you did in the past said in an interview that there is racism in your own party. I've said this so many times that there's nothing more dangerous than a white liberal who's trying to use the Black community to push an extreme radical agenda, and it only benefits them. It doesn't help us in no way. And I'm just going to say this: the Democrat Party has been bought out by foreigners. Now, I know there is a plan, and this is a fact, that foreigners are going to challenge every African American that's in public office. Now, you let that sink in. I'm speaking on the Democratic side. They're going to challenge every single Black leader for their seats and put foreigners in. And I warned you guys. Don't say I didn't tell you so.
I just want to say, can we get some of these bojankety, tap dancing, ignorant brothers out here, Black men, to stop attacking Black women publicly, especially when they don't know what the F they're talking about? We need to be supporting each other. And if you're going to come at somebody, come at them with some real information. Stop going around criticizing Black women because the shit just ain't right.
Everybody saw the movie Django Unchained. Remember the name of the person who cared more about the love of the slave master than he did about the love of his people or the care for his people? His name was Stephen. And Stephen was somebody who was willing to sell out his fellow African enslaved people. So what I would say to the Stephens who are in our world today, understand that the master will never love you.
There are people that have taken the time to understand that I always keep at the forefront the people that elected me to DC. What you see, if you're not in my district, may not necessarily be all of the substance that also comes with me, but there is plenty of substance. And if anybody ever wanted to ask, just like anything else, I always have receipts for the work that I have done. So I will just say that I appreciate the community and the culture, because this is something that I never even had to address or deal with because the community decided to speak up before I even knew what was happening. So I appreciate you. It does hurt, because it's like I expect more and better. And frankly, I am always down for a real conversation. I really am. I mean, but I haven't even experienced that type of stuff coming out of even Black men on the other side of the aisle in Congress. They even have enough respect to say we disagree on this policy or whatever, and we'll go back and forth. But like, they have not tried to do what somebody else tried to do. So it's all good when you know that you're walking in the purpose that God has put on your life. I'm gonna keep doing me, and
Amen.
The world will continue.
Oh, wow. I just want to shout out to Deacon Dave with the $2. He says, it's been 7 minutes. Has it really been that long? It's been 7 minutes. Can we get a hose mad? Absolutely.
Hose mad, hose mad, hose mad, hose mad, hose mad, hose mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hose mad, hose mad, hose mad, hose mad, hose mad, hose mad, hose mad.
How big do you think this Black men voter issue with Kamala Harris, how much of that do you think was specific to hesitation of voting, a Black man hesitating to vote for a Black woman?
I will tell you what I was told. Because I did think that I definitely think that there was misogyny in this across the board, no matter what color male you're talking about. I just think that you'd be in error to not know that there was misogyny that existed. I will say this though. The very first polling briefing that we had with a pollster that I trust a lot, he briefed the Black Caucus, and he said that one of the issues that he was running into with Black and brown communities was that she had been a prosecutor. And
so it's more of a resume thing that,
there was definitely some resume stuff that
disallowed her from being able to build the type of rapport of trust within these marginalized communities that historically have been targeted.
By the way, this was a huge problem in her own campaign for president during the primaries, which is why she pivoted. She was trying to get out of that because that was being used by other Democratic campaigns to say, hey, you know, she was a prosecutor. She was putting Black men in jail.
And the thing
so
is,
she would, right, which is why she went down the busing road with, you know, she had to go to some places that she probably wouldn't have normally gone, but she felt she had to because she was trying to fix her own biography issues that some voters had.
So literally early numbers that we were given, and I promise you,
you know, I think there is something weird about her eye. One of her eyes is not quite like the other. One of her eyes is a little bit wonky. I can't tell which one is the wonky one though. One of her eyes is slightly wonky though.
I really do trust this pollster. Said that. So if you think back to my DNC speech, one of the things that they actually, the guidance that I was given was to actually lean into her being a prosecutor. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, that is not helpful, right? And so, so when I did it, I did a bit of a swing on it, right? As a criminal defense attorney. And I explained, like, this is the kind of prosecutor all would have wanted, right? Like, so I built it that way. But I did talk to some people, even a prominent rapper who was like, I'm going to support her, but I don't feel comfortable openly endorsing her, but I'm going to vote for her. And I'm like, why? And so he told me that one of the issues was just kind of like the prosecutor thing. And I said, and I made sure to talk about the things that we had been told move the needle with these groups, right? Like knowing that she had like second chance programs and things like that, like letting them know that she was one of the good ones, like one of the ones that we would have wanted if
one of the good ones. She was a good Negro. She's a clean cut, well spoken. She's one of the good ones. That's hilarious. Shout out to Mr. O, member for 2 months. He says, can we get a Jermaine's fault and another O's mad? Oh my God. What happened to Jermaine? Where the hell is Jermaine at?
I'm done. I'm done with life. And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad.
it was Breonna Taylor that it made, like, that's the kind that you want, right? So we were trying to do that, but I think, and it goes back to kind of the Trump phenomenon. I think that what had been baked in about the vice president was that she was a prosecutor. They did not know very much beyond that. And when you're talking about 107 days of a campaign, it's kind of hard to get that across. And
that's a classic case where more time would have helped, at least on that issue.
Absolutely. I absolutely believe that, especially since you want people to not fear you, but you want them to, like, trust you. That's what it comes down to, is like trust.
We don't trust Black female leadership. Maybe that's what's really bothering a lot of the Black women who are watching this whole thing play out. A lot of the Black women are just looking at this like, oh, I see what it is. You don't mind having Black women in the office, you know, getting the coffee, filling up that water bottle thing, but you don't actually want Black women running anything. You're afraid of Black women leadership. And me personally, yes, I absolutely am. I do not trust it. I don't care what you tell me. I've seen how dark it can get.
I stopped a lady today. She was cheering the latest primary election results. So excited, so happy that her candidate had won. Vote blue no matter who, she says. She said nothing about the gerrymandering that was happening. She said nothing about the voter suppression that could have led to this result. No, she was waving a flag with a man's name on it, excited that yet another white man gets to stand up and run for Senate. She said nothing about the people who had to stand in line and wait for hours, the people who in droves were turned away from polling places where they might have voted for years. Suddenly the rules were different. Suddenly the rules had changed. And people who were leaving work during their lunch breaks, or going to vote before they picked up their kids from school, or in between meetings or in between assignments, suddenly either had to face waiting for hours or leaving entirely and missing their chance to vote. No, she didn't say anything about that. She was so excited. She was so elated. She waved that man's flag and kept saying how excited she was that he would be representing folks in blue during the midterms. She ignored the marginalized people who, some to the point of tears, were absolutely frustrated that they couldn't cast their vote, something that our people literally had to die for. She missed the man who the night before checked his voter registration, checked his polling place, and then arrived to that polling place that he checked after doing his due diligence only to be turned away. She missed the numerous stories like that. She missed when folks were trying to make amends and were trying to fix the obvious suppression. When a judge's order tried to make that right, the person who was over the election, who was actually running in the election, overruled that decision. Yeah, she missed all of that. She was so excited and so elated that her candidate had won the primary. And she missed all of the people who, for whatever reason, couldn't even cast their vote. Yeah, she got cussed out today. And I hope that more people get cussed out.
You out here cussing people out because Jasmine lost? You really out here cussing people out because Jasmine lost? Come on, lady. That's why God gave you a mustache. You earned that. You deserve that mustache.
Nigga, please.
Serious.
Actually running in the election overruled that decision. Yeah, she missed all of that. She was so excited and so elated that her candidate had won the primary. And she missed all of the people who, for whatever reason, couldn't even cast their vote. Yeah, she got cussed out today. And I hope that more people get cussed out, because this is no victory. If you're cheering right now, while so many, especially marginalized people, are suffering, are frustrated, and are disenchanted entirely, then it's safe to say that you have learned nothing and you are not safe for our communities. Don't get cussed out today.
Now, you guys heard that. Be warned. There's a lot of aggravation and pent up sexual frustration in the air right now. So just keep a safe distance, keep a nice safe distance. Always keep them in your visual range so you know what they're doing, but keep a safe distance from a lot of the Keishas for the next 72 hours. We're about halfway through the 72-hour danger window. So you got another day-ish, got another day. Give it a good 2 more days. For the next 48-ish hours, you want to keep a safe distance. You want to stay in visible range, like you want to keep them in your visible range so you don't get surprised. They just run up on you like, you don't want to be surprised, but keep a respectable distance from the Keishas for another 48-ish hours. You don't want to get cursed out, okay? She just warned you. She just told you how she giving it up right now because her girl took an L. She's out there throwing blows, and she just might give one. She just might hit you with something, and I think she's not the only one. Shout out to the SKC, the coon of coons. You got to make some time for the show, SKC. I got so many things I need to go over with you. But shout out to the coon of coons. He says 47 has broken the sisterhood. He really is the chosen one. He is, though. He really is, man.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
It's been a great couple of years, man. The whole first year, we're in year number 2 right now. Spectacular run. Spectacular run. Best president ever. Best president ever. I'm trying to tell you, I don't know another president that has generated so many tears in his presidency. Like, I don't know, you got to go back to like Lincoln or something. You really do. You got to go all the way back to Lincoln. Maybe Andrew Jackson or something. I don't know. You got to go a long way back.
Hands. Texas spoke last night. Or maybe Texas whispered the same sentence it's been repeating for decades. We want the best candidate. That's the promise. Merit, qualifications, experience. They love those words. Right up until the resume belongs to a Black woman. Because Jasmine Crockett did not arrive in politics by accident, she built herself in courtrooms first, public defender work, standing beside people the system had already decided were easier to discard than defend. Then she opened her own practice, civil rights law, criminal defense, cases where justice doesn't show wrapped up in applause, but buried inside legal briefs and long nights. And when protesters were being swept up during the Black Lives Matter demonstrations, she didn't show up with a hashtag.
Yo, she is bitter. I feel witchcraft coming off of this woman. I bet you she like killed a chicken or something just before this video. I feel bitterness and witchcraft coming off of this woman.
She showed up with a law license, pro bono defense, meaning the fight came first and the money didn't. Then Texas politics, then Congress, walking into Washington already trained in the kind of fights that don't end when the cameras turn off. And when she started dismantling people in hearings, oh, y'all loved her then. Those clips went everywhere. Fearless, sharp, run for president, some of you said. But something interesting happens when a Black woman stops fighting for the room and starts aiming to lead it. The language changes. Suddenly the conversation isn't about merit anymore. It's about electability. I'm voting for someone who can win. But let's slow that sentence down, because
I haven't seen this many hoes mad in years. It's like they just opened the floodgates and the hoes are just running wild and mad. I can't believe it.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
ability didn't become the problem until you decided you weren't going to stand with her. If the same people who praise Black women's leadership had actually voted alongside us, electability wouldn't have been a question. It would have been the outcome. The only reason who can win entered the conversation is because some of you had already decided who you wouldn't elect. And in American politics, that sentence has a translation: safe, familiar, a white Christian man speaking in carefully coded language soft enough to calm the room, scripture used like insulation, just enough faith talk to warm the house without answering the hard questions, foxes quoting proverbs while the hen house nods politely, and y'all call that strategy. But history calls it something else: a pattern. Black women organize the movement, we build the coalition, we show up when democracy starts shaking, but when leadership is finally on the table, we're asked to step aside and keep holding the structure up again. Be the bullhorn, but never the microphone. Election after election, this country tells Black women the same thing: you're powerful enough to fight for us, just not powerful enough to lead us. Now let me say something plainly. Anyone who knows me knows I believe in the voting process. I believe in studying the record, choosing the strongest candidate based on the resume. But believing in the process doesn't mean pretending the pattern doesn't exist. Because right now, Black people are looking around the room, realizing something uncomfortable.
Where are you gonna go? Let's say the Democrats just openly hate and reject Black women from now going forward. Where are you going to go? Are you going to vote Republican? Are you going to become a conservative?
Keep showing up as allies to everyone else. But when the moment comes for someone to stand with us, the room gets quiet, which means something else is also true. Black people are allowed to rest, not surrender. Rest. Because every election cycle, we warned you, We educate, we organize, we sound the alarm, and some of y'all still fail the same open book test. You let people who don't live here write the narrative, people who don't organize here spread the lie, people who don't vote here decide the story, and you repeated it against a Black woman whose record was already written in ink. That's not strategy, that's manipulation. And if Texas wakes up a year from now realizing it bet on another Fetterman in a fresh suit, don't be shocked. The warning signs were there. Some of us read them. The rest of you close the damn book. Safe hands.
The bitterness, y'all. The bitterness is coming. The bitterness is coming, y'all.
Well, la-di fucking da. James Tallarico won. This is my shocked face. This is my
literally no intention on ever voting for James Tallarico.
Well, la-di fucking da. James Tallarico won. This is my shocked face. I have a lot of thoughts, and I had a lot of thoughts in the last 24 hours. I did say in that video that I would probably vote for the more qualified candidate in November. And if that is James John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt Cornyn, then I'd vote for him. And I'm going to, I've considered it. Yesterday, I stood in line with a woman at Randall's, and she was an 80-year-old Republican. And then I remembered that the Republicans are vile too. And I can't get on board with that. So I'm going to echo what I said in that video. I am never going to vote for James Tallarico.
They are bitter. They are going in revolt, y'all. Shout out to True Hype with the 5-ball. Why do we assume competence when most people aren't the greatest at their jobs? I mean, was she a good lawyer at all? That's debatable, but does it matter if she was a good lawyer?
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yeah.
Like, why does it matter if she was a good lawyer or not, Hype? All that matters is she was eating off the law. That's all that matters. She was eating off the law. What do you care about if she ever got anything done? You care? Why are you asking all these questions? These are like white supremacy type questions for real. Only a white man would question a Black woman's credentials like that, True Hype. You need to look inside yourself.
There are so many issues I have with the fact that you people have elected him to be our primary representative. First and foremost, he is not a strong candidate. He's extremely weak candidate. He is part of the religious middle, which means that when it comes to our rights, when it comes to LGBTQ rights, when it comes to things that challenge his religion, he is not trustworthy to stand with us. He is not trustworthy to have a backbone. But that's what the fuck you.
I mean, the dude James literally says trans people should have reproductive or health care. You know, he wants to open up a chop shop for the transitions. He wants a trans community chop shop. I don't know how much more extreme James can get, but whatever, lady.
You voted in. That's what the fuck you voted for. And I'm not going to continue to perpetuate a cycle of white supremacy and patriarchy that says Black women can work twice as hard and be twice as good and get half as far. I think as you scroll, and maybe it's just me because I am a Black woman and I'm particularly pissed. The
They're very angry. You rarely see them this angry unless it's like in a dollar store line or something, at a fast food register.
reactions you're going to see from Black women are more like mine. Some of them are going to say, yeah, I'm going to vote for him. Nobody's really excited to vote for him. I'm not going to go that far. I'm just not going to vote for him. So, I mean, somebody asked me what the other options are earlier today. The other options are see if there's an independent that is worth voting for in the Senate race in November. Vote for John Cornyn. Don't vote for John Cornyn. He makes, hold on, let me show you. Let me show you my main beef with John Cornyn. I mean, aside from the fact that he's an intolerant, racist bigot, this is John Cornyn's Christmas brisket. This. What the?
I wouldn't vote for those ribs. That whatever that is, I wouldn't vote for that either, but that's not my problem. That is not my problem. And you use too much profanity, young lady. Got a filthy potty mouth.
In Central Park. This is wrong. This is wrong. It's wrong. How are you gonna say you're from Texas and you make this? Well, I like him more than Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is terrible. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, you can write in, you can vote for John Cornyn.
She is still really like trying to betray. She is going against the Democrats now. She like, F that. Vote for the racist white guy with the nasty brisket. We're voting nasty brisket in protest. This is the brisket protest vote.
You can write in a candidate, which is actually what I'm considering, because like I was considering putting off Serena's whole run until the next presidency, but you know what? I feel like she would make a great senator. Let me show you. I mean, look at that face. Look at that face. She would stand up to anyone and everyone for us. She would definitely vote for her, anything that affected her mama. I'd vote for her. Or, in all seriousness, you can just leave the Senate spot blank. And honestly, that's what I'm planning on doing. Now, if you're watching this video and you're particularly offended and you think that my one video is really going to get out there and make people Beanie, can you get down? Can you get down? Thank you. If you think that this video is going to make people change their minds and suddenly not vote for Tallarico because I'm saying they shouldn't vote for Tallarico, I'm going to remind you that I'm not an influencer. I have an audience of 1,300 people. If people choose to take this path because they didn't realize it was one that they could take, it's because you as Democrats, you as liberals, you as leftists, that's a hard word to say, have disenfranchised Black people. I understand some of you are saying I voted for her too, and I'm very disappointed. Your disappointment and my anger, rage, feelings today are not the same. You can vote through your disappointment. I'm not going to vote through my anger and rage because this is yet another example of the American people just pushing up a white man while stomping down on Black women. And I refuse to support that. That's just what it is. I've also seen people say that Tallarico doesn't rub them the right way. He doesn't rub me the right way. He doesn't rub me the right way either. There's something about him that says could be a MAGA plant. Has anyone else thought that? Like,
He's definitely not a MAGA plant. He looks like he's still in the closet, but he's definitely not a MAGA plant.
feels like a MAGA plant. Is that just me? Could be just me. I'm not saying he is. It's just a thought. Don't sue me. So that's where I am today. The day after yet another election. Just a quick reminder, you don't get Black women's help if you don't want our leadership. So over the next few months, as shit continues to go sideways because you voted in a nutbag, please remember that we aren't here for you. We're not all in this together. We're not voting for the other side because you are the other side. Okay? I'm not holding your hand when I say that because I don't think most of you wash your hands. And if you think, oh, well, that must mean you're Republican, they're also on the other side. You're both on the other side. Okay? So we're over here, you're over there. Okay? You're the same people that said that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top and said that Jasmine Crockett was too aggressive. Those are microaggressions. And
I'm about tired of her filthy potty mouth. Shout out to Chocolate Bunny with the $3. Host super mad. Yes, they are. Oh my goodness, what's happening today? I woke up this morning and the internet chose violence while I was sleeping.
These angry, mad, opportunistic, lying Black women.
Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad.
Oh, God, I gotta wipe my face in a minute. But I'm gonna let myself feel it. I'm giving myself grace. I'm learning grace. Because as a Black woman, we don't get that.
Hashtag hoes sad too. I don't have a proper song for this emotion, but hoes are definitely sad. I'm having a hard time feeling the pain, but you know, I hate to see a hoe sad. I hate to see hoes cry. I mean, actually, I don't, but I kind of, you know, I'm torn. I'm torn. It kind of plays with my humanity when I see the hoes cry.
Oh, God, I gotta wipe my face in a minute. But I'm gonna let myself feel it. I'm giving myself grace. I'm learning grace. Because as a Black woman, we don't get that. But it's extremely hard to continue to feel like this. Michelle Obama said something. And she said, I would never run. Because y'all are not going to be ready for a Black woman. And as somebody who continues to push, like, I have the degrees, I have all the accolades, I could do the job. And I continue to be disrespected. I see why. Because who wants to put themselves in that predicament for people who don't give a fuck? It's so hard. Why would I vote for James Tallarico, a white man, when I live in Harris County and we are the highest county for Black maternal death rate? What the fuck that white man gonna do for us? Not a damn thing. He doesn't understand the struggles it is to be a Black woman here in Texas. He doesn't understand that. But instead, he was the safest choice for white people because they're not ready to fight. They're not understanding how serious this shit is. And so they picked the safer white option. And they've continued to do that all throughout history, and that is why America is not going to make it to 250 years. They're not going to make it past 250 years because you keep playing the game safely when the game is not meant to be played safely. It's meant for soldiers, and you picked a bitch. I will not be voting for James Tallarico. I am good on it. I will not be picking another white man to represent me when they know nothing about the struggles that we face in this motherfucking city.
Well, I guess you can't count on her vote come November. Let's see what else is going on.
They did it again, y'all. They did it again. They decided to go with the motherfucker with absolutely no experience than going with a black woman who is overqualified.
And I gotta tell you, all you potty mouth black women are really, really ruining my monetization efforts today. I wish y'all would clean it up. Get yourselves together, black women. Stop you. Do you know what happened? What is it about this year in politics? All the Democrats just started cursing like crazy. I've never seen so many elected professionals use such horrible language. And now it's trickled on down to the voters too. Like, damn.
Of course. Well, black people, specifically black Americans, we're going to lay our ass down. Remember, we thrive in any condition. So let's just keep our cool. We're going to show up in November like we always do. We're going to show up and we're going to vote. I think we need to exercise early voting, black Americans, come November. Let's get our documents together now. So come November, we are early voting people. Also, this is not our fight. This is not our war. This is not our business. Believe it or not, all the motherfucking Mexicans over there in motherfucking Texas, you would think that they would rally their asses up to go fucking vote. But they didn't. So let's lay our asses down and let the chips fall where they may. Again, I am doing what black Americans should be doing, and that is what? Lay your ass down. Oh,
the race for Texas. I actually just came across that I guess James Tallarico did win the Texas race. And I stumbled upon a handful of videos from Black women who live in Texas who are in mourning. Some of them are crying. Some of them saying that
they're in mourning. They are mourning. Like their grandmama died. They are in mourning. Like Big Mama passed away.
They're not voting for James Tallarico. I just want to say I'm sorry. That's all I can say. To be a Black woman in America is to understand, and a lot of you guys are young, and I've been in this corporate game was in the corporate game for a long time. I switched to research, which Trump destroyed the research. Sidebar, he destroyed the research field. There's nothing for me to go back to if I chose to go back. But I was in the corporate game for quite some time, and I know what it's like to be a Black woman where they want your labor, but not your leadership. They want our labor, but they don't want our leadership. And that is why Michelle Obama is so smart and brilliant to say, I'm never going to run for anything because you're not ready for a Black woman. And I don't think that America is ready for even a white woman who is not an evangelical Christian to be president. They're just not. But specifically for Black women, they want our labor. They want our tools. They want our planning, our logistics. They want our love, our bosom, to hold them when they're crying, to speak words of wisdom and affirmation into their lives. They want our Ifa. They want our hoodoo. They want our Kojic prayer.
Not the Ifa, girl. Girl, you better protect your Ifa. Black women, don't you let them white men touch your Ifa. Never ever let a white man have your ether, girl. You use your hoodoo to protect your ether from the white man.
Our coaches speaking in tongues, our Pentecostals speaking in tongues, they want our spirituality, but they don't want our leadership. And that is a hard pill to swallow. When I was back in the corporate world, I was just dating. We were living together, but not.
Wait for it. Wait for it. It's almost here. You're gonna love the part. The big reveal. This is a long video too. The big reveal is about to come out there. You're gonna love this part.
Married yet. But not married yet. We had a pin in it because, my father had passed away and we needed the breath of the breathing room for the grief. And I would call my husband, my then living boyfriend, and I would tell him all of the microaggressions and all of my frustration of my microaggressions and everything else that would be happening. And he could not understand in his white mind why I was still
there. It is.
Like he was.
And there it is. Mr. O called it. He could smell the divester through the phone. Nigga's phone was just glowing with divestment energy. Yeah, bro. Brad is glad.
Room for the grief. And I would call my husband, my then living boyfriend, and I would tell him all of the microaggressions and all of my frustration of my microaggressions and everything else that would be happening. And he could not understand in his white mind why I was still there. Like he was so offended and so enraged. And he would always try to put his foot down. You need to quit. You need to quit. You need to quit. You need to quit. You need to come home and quit. And, I'm the one that's making a lot more money anyway. Why are you letting people do this to you? No, you cuss them people out and you come home today. You come home today. And I was like, nope. I'm waiting to, I want to be financially responsible. I will not quit until at some point we started doing fertility treatments because they told us that it was going to be a year, but we ended up getting pregnant before the date of the wedding, which was very thankful for. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait until after the baby. I'm going to wait till after the baby. And then I'm going to take my 3 months of maternity leave and tell them to fuck off. And in that time that I was on maternity leave, there were several promotions and my name wasn't in it. Now it was twofold because I was on maternity leave, because they always would, if you took maternity leave, you were guaranteed to be fired a year later. Man or woman, they were very much about that. But also I knew it because I was Black. Now I was the highest degreed, because y'all know I like to collect master's degrees like the Infinity Stones. And I was the most experienced. I even had specialty certificates in trust management, but I was overlooked. And I had the biggest book of business. I was managing $1.2 billion. The next person under me was at $1.1 billion. And of course, I was overlooked. And I didn't even, at that point, I couldn't even care. So my coworkers called me crying because they were like, I couldn't believe you didn't get these promotions. Your name was not in one of these promotions. I was still on maternity leave. I didn't give a fuck. But when I decided not to return back to the office, they went into a fucking panic. They had never done this before. People have quit and have not returned from maternity leave. And it was like, okay, bye. I was the first person the top managers begged to come back for a going away party. They threw me a going away party. And at that going away party, the top managers showed up to that party to beg me to return. And I told them to go fuck yourself. And I left. They were in a fucking tailspin.
You know what's interesting about this story? And this is very much a woman thing and not even so much a Black thing. Like, you hear about this constantly with women wanting to make certain amount of money or yada, yada, yada. And they almost always say women don't negotiate as hard or as often as men do. Women often avoid the entire concept of negotiation, almost as if I should just be given the things I think I deserve. Whereas, like, with men, more often than not, men seem to go down. They get in there, they figure out a plan. They listen, either I get this money or I go somewhere else and I get this money. And then the company decides how valuable that guy really is to them, and maybe they give him some more money. Whereas, like, she ran up against that very moment, that very sort of fork in the roads and your career type of situation. And what she's revealing by telling this story, she didn't understand how to actually play the game. And now she can only rely on racism to explain her poor game playing. Like, your poor gamesmanship is really what happened here. I don't know if they were being racist to a Black woman. Maybe you just don't get the political, the office politic of it all. And so you keep coming out on the short end of the stick. And it wouldn't surprise me if you're just not likable. Being likable is far more lucrative than being competent. I hate to put it that way. Listen, just because you're good at your job doesn't mean people want to give you the job. People give jobs to people they like. It's always been that way, always will be that way. You have to be competent and likable.
Now, they wanted my labor, but they didn't want my leadership. And I tell that story because I know you're in grief, but it is a lesson that is a tale as old as time. It's a tale as old as time. And I know for those of you, I am not going to, and as much as I push voting and elections, I am not going to force you to go to the polls to vote for Tallarico. I'm not going to hold a gun to your head on that, but I am going to force you to go to the polls to vote. Those of you who feel like you cannot put his name on there, you still have a responsibility to return the house, to flip the house. You still have a responsibility for the water reclamation, the railroad manager, all of the people on the ballot. It's more than Tallarico on that ballot. And you have a responsibility to show up at the polls in November and vote for all of the other important things. He isn't the end all or be all on that ballot. And from now to November, maybe your heart will change and you will be willing to vote for him. I don't live in Texas. I live in a very blue city, a blue state that'll never turn red. I ain't got no fucking skin in the game on that. But the house must flip. The house must flip. You must go to the polls and at least vote for all of everything else. And maybe you will move past your grief and the stages of grief to acceptance and be able to vote for him in November. But I am not going to beat you over the head about voting for him right now. I don't think it's the time or the place. If people are in your comments that block them, and people who, all of us go vote people, do not stitch these women, do not berate these women for saying that they are not going to vote for him. Let them grieve, give them the space to grieve, because a lot of young Black women are really, truly understanding what I learned back in my 30s. They just want our labor, but not our leadership. And we do not have allies. Being white people, white progressives, white liberals, and white leftists aren't necessarily our allies. Not all of them, because a lot of them have not deconstructed their whiteness.
Has your husband deconstructed his whiteness yet? You know, this is so fascinating too. The divester to pro-Black pipeline is a hell of a pipeline. I don't understand that type of pipe. What type of pipe are you getting? This shit got you all screwed up. But I'm just looking at this like, if liberals and progressives aren't really your allies, obviously anybody on the right wing isn't your ally. Who's your ally then? Who are Black women allied with? Who do Black women have left at this point? They don't have liberals. They don't have progressives. They don't have anybody on the right wing. They don't even have Black men.
If you don't have a man, you ain't nothing.
Who are your allies now?
They may have deconstructed their politics from their parents. They may have deconstructed their religion, but it is a separate animal to deconstruct one's whiteness. That is a separate beast that has to be conquered. And a majority of white people on the left have not done the work. Very few white people on the left have done the work of deconstructing whiteness. So we always move with that in mind, that just because somebody calls themselves, especially if they call themselves a far leftist, they're just fucking racist. Far leftist is just as MAGA is. But the rest of you have to be mindful of who has actually deconstructed their whiteness. I've said this before, we don't really have a lot of true allies, and we have to sit with that, okay? But again, I just want to say to my Black women in Texas, I am deeply, deeply sorry. So,
hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist. Listen, it's early, but Texas, the 92% told y'all in November of 2024, the night where everything went wrong, told y'all that, okay, fine, we're resting now because this ain't on us. And y'all said that Black women were selfish, and y'all said that we couldn't just give up and we had to still fight. And you had a Black woman in Texas willing to still fight, and y'all repeated the pattern. Y'all are worse than kids. You know how you have to repeat a lesson over and over again sometimes for a kid to really get it? This lesson here is being repeated again and again, generation after generation, and yet y'all still won't listen to Black women. Y'all still refuse to let the qualified Black woman win. You still refuse. And it's primarily the fault of Latino voters and white women. And some white women in Texas had the audacity to get on social media and say, I love Jasmine Crockett, but I just have to give my vote to Tallarico. Well, all right, y'all did that. You'll reap what you sow. And I don't live in Texas, so I don't really have a dog in the fight, but I do live in Tennessee. And one thing Texas and Tennessee have in common is that they are two very gerrymandered states. But I don't know if I believe the lie that they are really blue, but because of the gerrymandering, they will always be red. I don't know if I believe that, because what I see is I see a lot of people talk a good game, and it's like they have on a blue mask with a red face behind it. But that is neither here nor there. I hope y'all get exactly what you voted for yet again. I hope you do. Because I don't see this going well at all. I don't see Tallarico winning overall for y'all when it comes down to it. And it's funny to me because y'all didn't put the person in there who had the better chance. You didn't put the person in there who MAGA hates more. And y'all don't see how that's not smart. You put the person in there that MAGA actually backed. And that don't seem strange to y'all that they backed him? Don't seem strange to y'all that one of his big donors was a Trump supporter? That don't seem strange to y'all at all. Leave Black women alone at this point. And I'm seeing so many people.
Leave Black women alone. Oh, it's been a good year, man. It's been such a good year.
Say, well, okay, well now the people of Texas just got to come together and band behind Tallarico. I don't live there, so I'm gonna let y'all have that. If that's what y'all choose to do, I'm gonna let y'all have that. But understand that everybody that claim that they are,
they did it again,
what just
y'all.
happened?
So,
I just want to be.
Oh, what they just do to my stream? Shoot.
but understand that everybody that claim that they are progressive are not. Now, people are saying, well, just look at his voting record. He's very progressive. Cool. Hope y'all right. I hope for y'all's sake, y'all are right. But you can't blame, especially Black women, for not having any faith in that. because, again, another qualified Black woman was shut down because y'all love us, but you can't let us lead. You love us, oh, but we can't lead. You like our fight, but we can't really be the leader of the fight. You want our help, but we can't lead it. We can never lead it, but you want us there doing the groundwork, boots on the ground. You want our boots on the ground, but you don't want our face at the forefront. All right. Well, Texas, and to all the Black voters that were hoping for something different, like, when are we going to learn the lesson? When? I understand that there was a lot of hope once we had Barack Obama as a president. A Black man as a president was just unprecedented in this country. But I think that was a one-off. A Black man as a president is how we get to Trump as a president. Unfortunately, because that's just the type of society we live in. That is the country we live in. But hopefully it turns out well for you Texans. Hopefully it does. I don't know. But all I know is don't say one word to any Black person who feel a type of way, to any Black person, especially a Black woman who say that they really are done. Because at some point,
You know, Ms. Cantrell, that's actually a great point. I think that might start to play out. Ms. Cantrell in the chat says, they want our labor without leadership gonna be their new slogan. And it's sort of catchy enough. They might condense it into something that rolls off the tongue a little better. You know, no taxation without representation, no labor without leadership. Like they're gonna condense it into something that works, something that fits on a nice little protest sign or whatever. But yeah, I think that's the energy they're going forward with. Be on the lookout for this new level of hostility. Hoes are gonna be mad in ways we never knew possible before.
PSA. This just a PSA. Jasmine Crockett was the litmus test. Cause we was just trying to see what type of time y'all was on. Y'all failed another open book test. Cause some of y'all thought we was being dramatic. I don't even live in Texas, and I knew what it was. The primary between Jasmine Crockett and James Tallarico wasn't just another race. It exposed a lot. Because suddenly the conversation wasn't about qualifications. Again, not about policy, and it damn sure wasn't about experience. It suddenly became, we need someone who's going to win. And baby, we know what that code means. Because somehow, when a Black woman is running, electability somehow becomes the main concern. But outside of that, what really caught my attention, some of the arguments coming from Black women, looking like pure foolery, talking about Jasmine was ghetto and that she represents Black women poorly. Now, hold on. You mean the same Black woman that's an attorney, a member of Congress, and one of the sharpest communicators in politics right now is ghetto? If you are a Black woman and you said that, the internalized racism is on your sleeve, baby.
Y'all got racism on y'all sleeve. You got racism on your sleeve and mayonnaise on your elbow.
Because that term, ghetto, was given to you in your spirit by the melanated redacted folk. You've been playing that record over and over and over again. And baby, it's limiting you. The foolery. Because, baby, be so serious. What people call ghetto is often Black women refusing to shrink, refusing to soften their voice so other people can be comfortable. And who told you being soft-spoken and quiet was the right way? You're talking about the same racists that are being soft-spoken and quiet while calling you the N-word with the hard ER? But they quiet about it, and they got class. Baby, that's respectability politics. And it ain't never saved us. So at some point, you got to get off the merry-go-round. The idea...
I can tell by the gray hairs on your hairline, you are too old for this shit.
That Black women have to be polished, quiet, and non-threatening to deserve leadership. We been leaders. And the white women, baby, y'all still not beating the allegation. Yeah. Because election after election after election, we see the same pattern. You voting against your own interest. And somehow y'all find a way to blame black women when things don't go the way you hope. So yes, Jasmine Crockett was the litmus test. And the results, it just reconfirmed. All right, good people. Drink your water. Stay rooted, real, and knowledgeable. And mind your black business. Internalized racism. The foolery. This just a PSA. Jasmine Crockett was the litmus.
Good morning. All right. So, baby, I'm going to talk to y'all while I'm making my tea.
I just want you all to know you niggas have failed the black woman, and I'm greatly and deeply disappointed in each and every one of you.
Because this tea is going to be hot this morning. Texas. All right, let me hold on. Let's back this up. If you're either a woman or a black woman, this post is for you. Especially women who understood the assignment. This post is for you. If you're not, get out, because I'm telling you, I got time today. And any slander, hatred, bigotry, sexism, racism, we'll get time today. I will give you the time that you're asking for. So proceed with caution. Now, again, women and black women. Let's talk. While I'm fixing my tea. So yet again, the black woman was failed. I am starting to truly believe that nothing in this world is scarier than a black woman running for any office or a black woman holding any kind of power. Not pedophiles, not corrupt government, not high groceries, not wars that are started that y'all are crying about right now because y'all didn't sign up for this. None of it is enough to say, hey, we got to try something different. These white men keep failing us. Nope. Let's stick to what's tried and true, no matter if it keeps fucking us or not. Nothing is more scarier than a black woman being able to do something. But I'm going to tell you this. As a black woman, this is exhausting and tiring. We show up. We try to prevent. Y'all don't want that. It's kind of like preventative medicine. We try to prevent shit from happening and shit from failing. But no, you don't want to be treated. You don't want to get the info. You don't want to do whatever it is to stop the disease from plaguing or attacking you, right? But you want us to be reactive. You want to be treated after you got hurt, after you got hit, when you could have prevented it. You could have prevented the diabetes. You could have prevented whatever that was coming your way. But now we got to rush, get you the medication and do everything to help you fix the issue. Try to soften the issue that has been, created or fix you. And that's how y'all treat black women. We are never good enough to prevent the bullshit, but y'all always come to us to fix it. And we're tired. Speaking from a black woman that is always fixing some bullshit, always doing for everybody something. It's tiring. It really is. You have the opportunity to support a black woman, to have picked one that was going to be for the betterment. And yet again, we failed her. I'm not going to want to hear next year, the year after, oh my God, we should have voted for Jasmine. I'm so sad that I didn't do. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm tired of those tears. You knew you should have voted for her. I'm tired of the fake tears. I'm tired of the, oh my God, I should have known. You knew better when you did what the fuck you did. You made your choice, so now you lie in it. and Black women, we are no longer coming to the aid anymore. Like, we really got to stick to our guns with this, because this shit is about to hit the fan. And when it hits the fan, one thing for sure, two things for certain, it ain't our fault. What Master P say? It ain't our fault. Did I do that? No, we didn't. We tried to help you. We tried to stop it from happening, but we weren't good enough for that. So we won't be good enough to play the cleanup crew. Black women are no longer, we are not your janitors. We are not the second best. This woman, Jasmine Crockett, was the most qualified, overly qualified, most intelligent, the person that would have stood for everyone and fixed stuff. But you could not get past the color of that woman's skin. You also could not get past, and you know what? Nope, I'm not going to even say it's sexism this time. I'm not going to say that. It's just Black. Because you want to know why? Gina Hinojosa, she did great. You want to know why? She's not a Black woman. Y'all can tolerate that. And you know, I am going to say this too. My Hispanic males, y'all fucked us too. It's crazy. In Mexico, y'all know what it is. Y'all have y'all have a woman president. Y'all know better. But it's the ones that come to America and then start acting and taking on the ideologies of white men and trying to hold a hierarchy of sexism. But in your country, y'all are being ran right now by a woman and it's going perfectly fine. But you come to America, oh no, women got to know their place. And y'all pulled that shit. Y'all voted for Tallarico. I cannot believe, again, we were failed by the Hispanic community. Most voted for Tallarico. Yet again. Now, when ICE and everything is going on and all this and whatnot, y'all have been, oh my God, somebody listen to us, help us. Why isn't the Black community? Here we go again. Here we go again. Did y'all vote to help us? I mean, it's for us to help you? No, you put your faith again in the white man that's deporting y'all. You put your faith again, and he's going to do better. He knows.
You know, I had to let this play for a minute so the crazy could like wash over you properly. And it was a long enough clip with a lot of crazy. It might have drowned. I hope I didn't hurt anybody. But here's the thing. She's kind of describing the self-image is crazy, by the way. The self-image that these women hold, not only individually, but collectively, like you picture yourselves as the rightful destined savior of the country, yet everybody hates you at the same time. A victimized savior. It's like a religious figure. You really do describe yourselves as a religious figure. The victimized savior is literally Jesus. You bitches think you're Jesus goddamn Christ. Like, stop. Nobody's that good. Nobody's that special.
Here we go again. Did y'all vote to help us? I mean, it's for us to help you? No, you put your faith again in the white man that's deporting y'all. You put your faith again, and he's going to do better. He knows better. You couldn't vote for a Black woman. So yet again, when you're being piled up and deported, and you're like, why isn't Black women angry? We were angry. We were. We tried to help you. Now, we're washing our hands. We're done. We're tired. We are no longer the backup. We are not coming off the bench second string. Baby, we are top notch. We are the LeBron James. Guess you don't want to treat us that way? We're going to show you.
She said,
so we're going to sit back and
Black women are the LeBron James. The LeBron James of what? What are you the LeBron of? Hell, there's even a dispute if LeBron is the LeBron, if anything.
We're going to take that L. We're going to take it, and we're going to take it over here doing the best to protect our peace. The best. And people always ask me, did you ever think you would shoot yourself in the foot doing the business for just Black people? I was even told by a biracial woman that I would not be successful because I'm making this a race thing. But how do you continue to try to heal your people and do for your people if we're continuously being slapped by our oppressors And now I'm going to have a healing space, and I'm supposed to expect them to want to show up to be healed with the person we're trying to heal, the people we're trying to heal from. That was my reasoning behind doing the melanin flow for people of color, to be able to go to a space curated for them to find healing. But yeah, my rant of the day. I know this was a lot.
You know, one thing a lot of these political videos reveal to me, and hopefully to you guys watching as well, there is a deep, deep mental issue in a lot of the Black community. I'm not going to go call it a full-on crazy. I'm not going to say there's craziness in that extreme, but like I showed you the chart the other day, a lot of how do I want to phrase this? There are a much higher instance of narcissistic personality disorder in Black America. And I think a lot of this woke stuff in particular with Black women, it only exacerbates that latent tendency to lean toward the narcissistic personality disorder. The woke shit is making them worse, y'all.
Long video, and probably most are gonna cut it off at like a minute or two. But today is a heavy day. So if you see a Black woman today and she just looks like, fuck with me if you want to, you know why. And
I told you earlier, keep your distance, right? Didn't I tell you earlier, keep your distance? She's telling y'all, listen, they are not in the mood today.
Let us be. Because yet again, we were not chosen. We were showed that we are not enough, even if it meant this woman was going to protect our kids, everything. And the crazy part, all these kids that were in the Epstein files weren't even ours. And we still are more outraged than white America. All the kids being detained. We were going to help them. We were going to do what was best. Black women always want to do what's best for everybody. So, hey, it's time for us to stop putting on that cape and relax. And take a page out of Kamala's book, because baby, she's relaxing. All right, y'all. Enjoy your Wednesday, the best of your abilities. And if you come and try to fuck up my day, I promise I will fuck yours up today. I'm not going high. I'm going to drag your ass to the gutter. Have a good one.
This country played too many goddamn games with us. Y'all did it with Stacey Abrams. Y'all did it with Kamala Harris. And now y'all did it with Jasmine Crockett. Don't ask us to run shit else, okay? And y'all will sit up there and ask Michelle Obama with a straight face if she's ever going to run for president. I'm so glad when she said, I don't know, it was last year or this beginning of this year, she said, I won't let y'all play with me like that. Y'all are not ready for real change. Don't ask us to do shit else for y'all because y'all keep showing us time after time again. Y'all don't want us in those positions. Because not only are we overly qualified, we will do a much better job and we will make real change. But y'all won't do that. Y'all rather be racist than right. So Jasmine Crockett, I don't know if you'll ever see this. Congratulations. I hope, they find some type of justice for you, but we know how the game they finna play is gonna be tied up in litigation and all that bullshit. But I am so disappointed in you, Texas. I am so fucking disappointed in this state. Lord knows I am. Going forward, I don't want no other.
So yes, we need a fighter. And I was so ready to vote for Jasmine Crockett because I love her. But I voted for Tallarico because we need somebody who can win.
Happy Women's History Month to Black American women. Watch as white American women abandon us yet again, just like Susan B. Anthony and Lucretia Mott did during women's suffrage. When Black women tell you that we have no allies, this is what we're talking about. These are the same liberal white women who will wear blue bracelets and then stab us in the back at the voting box. Remember, when white people try to throw Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech in your face, you need to throw his letter from a Birmingham jail right back at them, because these are the people he was warning us about. White liberals, well-meaning people with shallow convictions. This is it. These are the type of women who have yet to unpack their misogynoir and are our biggest obstacle at the voting box. And they're supposed to be on our side.
So yes, we need a fighter. And I was so ready to vote for Jasmine Crockett because I love her.
Tone policing Black women that are actively fighting and speaking out against oppression really makes you seem very dense. I'm going to be very honest about this, and I don't give a damn because you're not going to tone police me.
My
Black
bad, y'all.
people
Audio
in
glitch.
America, any and everything that a Black person has in America was fought for. People died for it. And people have dedicated their entire lives to ensuring that those things are not taken away. Even so much so that the work and the effort of our elders and our ancestors has benefited other people and other minority groups. That said, I've been seeing a lot of creators talk about Jasmine Crockett and, oh, well, I really like her, but I just want her message to be softer. Hey, liberal, are we talking about liberation? Please show me in the history books where people that are being systemically oppressed used a soft tone and it worked. Can you tell me? Can you show me? Stop telling Black people how we should react to violence that's happening to not just us, but to people in general. Why are you not outraged? It really just makes you all seem super out of touch and like you need to grow up. But anyways, that's it. Tone policing Black women that are actively
the Democratic. Hey, y'all. Good morning. So I just got up. I checked the Democratic Senate race in Texas, my home state. I've been following the Texas and Republican Senate race. A lot of people are going to be upset when they get up this morning and find out that Jasmine Crockett lost to Tallarico. I'm not surprised, and here's why. I love how Jasmine used her platform to speak up to power. And there's only been a handful of people in Congress that has chosen to speak against the wrong that they are seeing. And I will always respect somebody using their platform to do such. But we as Black women know that we are looked at differently. We can't raise our voices. We cannot show anger or disagreement because people typically look at us and think that we are aggressive. We don't know how to control ourselves in certain rooms, or that we're sassy, right? And so a lot of times they try to hold us down. America still wants to keep an image of a Michelle Obama when you see the person in office, right? And our departments and Congress, Senate should always have a certain decorum, right? When you're at the podium. And that I do agree. And I feel like Jasmine did more harm to herself in the way that she came across, because that's not going to resonate with all people. That's going to resonate with the majority Black and brown people, but not everybody is going to understand that. We're still behind in America because it's just that way. Black people, Black women especially, are looked at a certain way. And if you don't hold yourself like a Michelle Obama, then they deem you less than. And I hear that Jasmine left Congress just to run for Senate, and she didn't even win. So I know that she's got to be feeling a defeat, but also to keep in mind, I was watching Jasmine's page, and I noticed that she took to her platform and was showing different celebrities like Kelly Rowland. She chose to speak negatively about Nicki Minaj. It was kind of like she was drawing a line in the sand. You have to remember that a lot of these people have fans, and a lot of their fans are in your district. And when you come out and you publicly speak negatively about somebody who has a large fan base, you are hurting yourself. Kelly Rowland, I love her, but Kelly Rowland has even decided to get in the sand with the girls, calling, or just being discreetly discriminatory about Nicki Minaj, right? Again, everybody has a right to their opinion. I'm not saying, I like Nicki, but I'm not saying that anybody is wrong in the way they feel. What I'm saying is when, as a politician, when you choose to put these people on your page, you have to remember, if you go on your page and speak negatively, these people have a huge fan base, and a lot of these people may be in your district, and that could have cost you your race. Hey, y'all. Good morning. So I just
Well, you heard it here. Black women are feeling some type of way, y'all. This has been a traumatic loss for Black women.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the Black woman is God, and
Black woman is God.
I say the Black woman is God.
The Black woman is God because, she was the first organism on this planet.
It's been a hard couple of days for the first organisms. They are crashing out all over the internet. And, there's a handful of you niggas out here crashing out too as well. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, let me just for the sake of, being all honest and whatnot, I'm gonna show you at least one nigga crashing out. We're gonna end on this really, really awkward note. Yes, bro, God lost. I know, it's amazing when you think about it. How does God lose an election in Texas? It's crazy. Strange things are happening here, but thank you guys for watching the show. I want to play you out with this one last video. Please throw $1 in the hat as you make your way out the room. Thank you all for supporting the show. Like, share, and subscribe.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
Give me the money. Give me the money for I was you. Give me the money.
Shout out to Jasmine Crockett. Salute to Jasmine Crockett. She did an amazing run. She did an amazing thing, making noise for the people on Capitol Hill. There should have been no amount of voter suppression that could have stopped her from winning this election. I'm gonna say that again. There should have been no amount of voter suppression that should have stopped her from winning this election in midterms. Let's wait till midterms. What fucking midterms? This shit is a joke. And this is an example of the state of America. These people, these vampires, are performative as fuck. They are performative. They'll do whatever they say to get into the cookout, to get invited in, to be included. But in all actuality, they're with them. For real. They're all the same. No amount of voter suppression should have been able to stop Jasmine from winning this election. But they really don't want no equality. They really don't want Black people to have a real seat at the table on Capitol Hill, where they'll be able to say, oh, if you want my vote on this bill, I need to be able to put this in the bill for my people. Because that's what this is all about. That's what the seat at the table is about, for real. When you get into Capitol Hill and when you get into state senators and when congressmen and you're up there like that and you're really up there, that's when you can actually start to, see policies at the local level get pushed through or whatever like that. If you can say, yo, I want to put this in you can get my vote on the big, beautiful bill, but I need this to be inserted in there for this sector over here and this sector over here and that over there, that over there, that over there.
Like I said, everybody's feeling some type of way about the Crockett loss. I don't know why. Of all the politicians, Jasmine Crockett has kind of she's touched the heart and soul of a lot of Black people. She has really reached into the very core of Blackness and garnered a lot of support and sympathy from the community. And it's a shame. I don't know where she's going to go after this. Who knows what her political fortunes are going to be after this, guys. But I'll tell you what. You guys want to have a panel? Do you guys want to talk about Jasmine or not? Put $1 in the hat if you want to open up the panel. But I was going to wrap this one up. I really was, but I think we might extend this a little bit longer. If you guys want to open up the panel, put $1 in the hat, and we can have a Black female crash out a panel. But I just think it's hilarious how so much has been put into this election. It's like the Black identity itself is on the line here. And you know what? I got a great video to actually open up a panel conversation with, if you guys care to engage in such things. Let me jump over here. You know what? This nigga Plies. Since we talk about niggas crashing out and all of that, I found this video of Plies recently, the rapper formerly known as Plies. Is he still a rapper? I don't even know what these niggas call themselves anymore. But he was a big Kamala supporter, right? He took a big L when she lost.
Just real quick, but this to my Latino brothers and sisters that follow me on here. I'm trying to get y'all to educate me on something. I'm being dead ass serious. I ain't even being funny. I'm trying to see kind of what y'all feel. I'm trying to let y'all educate me on it because I don't want to be viewing y'all the wrong way. So I'm trying to figure out, do y'all feel like y'all align more with Black folk, or do y'all feel like y'all align more with Caucasian? And the reason I say that is because when I used to hear Black and brown people, and I always thought we was jointed to the hip. I always thought we was the Black folk, Latino, brown, So I always thought we kind of shared some of the.
Now, I think what he is responding to, and I could be wrong. And thank you to everybody who supported the show. The link is in the chat. We're going to go on for maybe another 45 minutes, an hour-ish. You know how weird it gets after the 3-hour mark, right? But the link is in the chat. If you want to come up, please hurry, run up before the panel gets crowded. I don't want to burn up too much time on the clock today, but I think what Plies is talking about right now, I'm going to run this back a little bit. Jasmine Crockett didn't lose because of lack of Black support. And to be fair, she wasn't expected to garner a ton of the white vote either. She didn't do well with the white vote at all. Let me not say at all. She didn't do great with the white vote. Talrico honestly dominated the white vote. But it was the Latinos that were really expected to take Jasmine Crockett across the finish line. And the Latinos didn't show up for her, really.
just real quick. But this to my Latino brothers and sisters that follow me on here. I'm trying to get y'all to educate me on something. I'm being dead ass serious. I ain't even being funny. I'm trying to see kind of what y'all feel. I'm trying to let y'all educate me on it because I don't want to be viewing y'all the wrong way. So I'm trying to figure out, do y'all feel like y'all align more with black folk, or do y'all feel like y'all align more with Caucasian? Like, and the reason I say that is because when I used to hear black and brown people, and I always thought we was like jointed to the hip. Like I always thought we was the black folk, you know, Latino, brown, you know. So I always thought we kind of shared some of the same struggles, same hardships, same, just, you know, we were similar. You know, I remember growing up, all my Latino buddies, they was on what I was on. But now that I look at it, it ain't as clear to me no more. And I'm trying to ask y'all.
The nigga said, it ain't as clear to me no more. He don't understand what happened. The white man tried to tell you about keeping his borders closed.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
All of a sudden, niggas don't understand why we not buddy, why we not amigos with the Latinos.
No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
Plies really don't understand how come we not really amigos with the Latinos. He just can't he just don't get it. It's like he's growing up right in front of us.
That's a damn shame right there. I mean, he just like his struggle bit, he just refused to grow in and grow up. What's going on, Hood? What's going on, man?
Good afternoon, bro. How you been, man? How you been?
Man, it's just been a whole bunch of crying. I've been enjoying the Tears of Fizz Keisha stream. You know, this has been a good stream. I've been sipping on the Black Feminist Tears all morning, you know, with just a little bit of lemon and mint. And it's been real good. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I actually prefer honey in mine, but yeah, it's good. Just nice either way.
Yeah. They big mad because a supposedly educated Keisha from the affluent suburbs of St. Louis that went to a supposedly day school that represents the so-called downtrodden in the mix of Keisha and Keisha politics didn't get in, despite the fact they already said they was not going to get involved in politics when 92% of them voted for Kamala Harris. So why is they even bigger mad now? I mean, y'all already said y'all was not going to do anything, but y'all mad because nobody else want to pick up the mantle. I just don't get it.
They really do feel abandoned because honestly, just if you were watching the political wins, I think it's fair to say that the Democrats as a party establishment, they put their money and their faith behind Talrico for whatever reason. Their projections said that he's the guy that could actually fight this fight. And so they put their money behind the young white man, which, to be fair, it literally goes against the entire standing and posturing of the Democrats up until this point. Like, and this is why I said, like, it's crazy that the Democrats would actually like sandbag a black woman with a white man. But I mean, only the Democrats are bold enough to make a move like that. Like, it was wild, but they kicked her out of the car so quick. They were like, listen, we need a white man behind the wheel. The road's about to get rough, and I just can't trust you when the road is rough.
I mean, I just feel that the liberals, the Democrats, is only going back to their default setting, though, Hood and Chad. They always been this way. It was just that they can only fake and pretend for so long until the so-called Keisha lost her power. Now that she's persona non grata now, I mean, they got as many as Marias and all that good stuff to go ahead and bag and prop up now, so they really don't need Keisha politics no more. So, hey there, lonely girl. It's
Yeah,
cold
they
out
ain't
here.
got nobody right now, and that's kind of the thing. That's the tragedy of it all. They're becoming politically isolated and less relevant.
If you don't have a man, you ain't nothing.
Angry Snowman, what's going on, bro? What brought you up here today?
So you think they regretting asking what black jobs were yet?
Not yet, but we're getting there. Jasmine Crockett just lost the black job, and I don't know how we feel about that yet.
Hey, have y'all noticed that black women in politics parallel LeBron James' career?
What do you mean?
Okay, they try to hide their hair. They pad their numbers, inflate their numbers and ego. They always try to go to the best team, always trying to recruit and have the best rosters. And basically, they're not in the best in their league or their whole entire career. So, yeah, the B-Dub is like LeBron James in politics.
Listen, I want to get you guys' take on this plies thing.
Well, on this plies thing, can you please explain to me what jointed at the hip it means? What is jointed? Jointed at the hips.
That's black speak for we were like really, really close, like bonded.
Oh, you mean like joined at the hip?
Exactly, Mr. White Man. Exactly.
I was on. But now that I look at it, it ain't as clear to me no more. And I'm trying to ask y'all, do y'all feel, Latino brothers and sisters, do y'all feel y'all are more in line with black folk? Or do y'all feel like y'all are now more aligned with Caucasians? You know, and I don't know if y'all feel like y'all more aligned with Caucasians or if y'all inspired to be more like them than y'all do black folk. I don't know. I'm fine with it either way. I'm just trying to
It's crazy to me that you have to like ask, which you can't expect honest answers asking questions like this. You have to make your own determination. You have to go on the hunt. You have to make a series of observations and then compile the data and see where you land. But you can't just be, hey, do you love me?
Why wouldn't you want to be
what
like
kind of man?
Why wouldn't you want to be like Caucasians? Look at all the glory and splendor they've created across the world. White people civilized the planet. Come on.
Yeah, don't even get me.
And we're the global minority. Why wouldn't you want to be like us?
Don't even get me started on that. You know what this reminds me of? Years ago, I wish I had this like recorded somewhere. I don't know, somebody might have recorded it, but years ago, I was having a conversation with somebody about this whole blackness thing. Like, why you niggas fight this hard? It's like a religion or something. And then I kind of got somebody boxed into a corner and I was like, all right, since you love your goddamn blackness so much, do this for me. Sell me blackness, right? Pitch it to me. Like, give me the elevator pitch. Like sell me the pencil. Give me the elevator pitch on blackness. And you know what happened? He refused. The nigga was like, what do you mean? I'm not going to sell you, nigga. You black. I'm like, so sell it to me. Like, since it's so good, give me the elevator pitch. And he couldn't do it. And I was just like, damn, this was your opportunity, bro. This was your chance.
How do you sell oppression and victimhood?
You got to package that shit right.
I mean, is there a way to package it right?
Yeah, I don't know. I assume
with a bunch of endless promises
and big titties. Yeah, there's a way to sell anything.
Big titties would sell it. I bet big titties would sell it.
Titties sell a lot of things, but
they sure do.
Take off titties and a childbearing throat, and the DS sales will always sell.
Man. Anyway, we're getting off track here.
Clarity on it, because it's not as clear to me now than it used to be. Like I used to think we was in the same fight, but now when I see things,
who lied to you like that?
Last election, talking to Latino folk, they no, he gonna give us money, he gonna, and I used to be like, God damn, like that's the motherfucker want to get.
To be fair, y'all was getting a lot of money already. They were getting so much money. You shouldn't even been talking to them about nothing. They got so much money over the last couple of years. You thought they were on your team. You ain't getting none of that illegal immigrant money. You ain't getting none of that Somali scam money. You don't get none of this money, man. None of these brown and BIPOC people come over here and break any bread with you niggas, man.
It's all out here. And the only reason I'm asking, because I need to know who I'm defending. Like, I don't want to be defending no motherfucker who don't even fuck with me, for real. So I'm asking so I know who I should and shouldn't be defending. So if y'all can just help me understand y'all thought process and who y'all feel y'all align more with, because I've seen, political candidates, black person, white person, and y'all motherfuckers, y'all be over there. So I'm just trying to get clarity on that. If y'all can help educate me on this,
he need to be defending his fucking barber in that mangy ass lineup he gave him.
Bro,
for real.
The struggle connect bid. And y'all do know that Plaza is a college educated man sounding like this.
Oh man. Well, honestly, he probably went to a black college, so it wouldn't surprise me.
He went
college
to
ain't what it used to be. People say college as if they're going to learn Latin and quadratic equations and shit. Like, people be going to college studying the history of niggerdom.
Bro, he went to FAMU.
Is that a good school? I'm not totally familiar.
It's a pretty.
Florida A&M. He went to Florida A&M. Oh, well, yeah. It's still Florida. I don't know. I don't know, man. Florida niggas be different.
This is true.
But how is it that you got to this point in the game? You've come this far and you don't know who's on you. You can't tell. You have to ask. You can't just look around and figure out, like, all right, what benefits me and what doesn't? What is for me and what's against me? Like, dude is like in his 40s, probably in his 50s by now, and he doesn't know what's for or against him. He has to go out and get a poll.
Dude, that's because he's still thinking with bitch brain.
Clearly, that's what I just heard with that question. It's like, do you love me? Latinos, do y'all love us? Do y'all love black folk or do y'all love white folk? Who do you love more? That was the type of question he asked. Like, the loser question.
Man,
well, in his defense, his side is losing pretty epically right now.
They've been losing horribly since motherfucking 2022.
I'm just saying this is freaking comical. I never thought that I'd hear a bunch of people say what are black jobs and instantly find out over the course of a year.
Yeah, the black jobs are drying up.
I'm just saying, right. Bro.
I think really there was a black female producer for like CBS News. She just quit. Black women are just getting squeezed out everywhere you look, man. I don't know what's going on here. It's been a rough 2 years for the B-dub community.
Only in the community, though. Only in the community. Well, we got rappers being political pundits, from being known for soul songs as Busted Baby, Shawty, and he ran off the plug not once but twice. And ain't Luke running for political office down there? Speaking of Florida, ain't Luke running for political office down there too?
I don't think Luke is running yet. He probably will eventually. Oh, but he's not running yet.
Could you imagine him doing a Doodle Brown election poll thing, something like that? I mean, man, we in interesting times.
Yeah, I don't know how that flies. Like, he would get a lot of black vote, but it would look crazy. Like, it'll be really like a "is this your king" type of moment. Like, this is who represents y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, Luke is way too liberal for me anyway. I could never.
Yeah, I can see it now. He gonna install like twerking Thursday as a holiday in Miami and stuff like that. Yeah, man. I could t-shirt Thursday, Tuesdays and stuff like that, man. No. But back to this Jasmine Crockett and these liberal Keishas crashing out all over TikTok, all over X, because the so-called most educated, the strong, independent, they want us to fight their battles, but they don't want us to lead them. Now, what has been a good example of Keisha leadership in the last, I say, I'll go with 4 years. No, that's too hard. That's too hard. Let's go with a year. What has Keisha leadership really done for the people?
Black voters in Texas, I need y'all to rest. I need y'all to sit down. They think Black voters are irrelevant. They think Black voters are a non-factor. Show them how much Black voters are actually needed in a general election in Texas. The amount of happiness I saw from white leftists with the clear voter suppression going on in Dallas County, like you were actually happy that Black people were being turned away at the polls. I think this election showed a clear sign of who is an ally and who is a foe. And to say that Jasmine Crockett losing is the end of identity politics in the Democratic Party is just absurd. If you voted for James Tallarico because he is a white male and you thought that that meant he was more electable, that is the very definition of identity politics. Y'all are not serious people. Jasmine Crockett got the Stacey Abrams and Kamala Harris treatment. And all I have to say is if Black women cannot be leaders in the Democratic Party, if Black women are unelectable, then Black voters are unpersuadable. Tallarico literally ignored the Black community his entire primary and did nothing to stop the racist rhetoric that was coming from his very own supporters.
Damn. He didn't even try to get the Black vote. That's crazy.
He didn't even try.
He ain't even tried. I don't even need you niggas. God damn. That's cold. That's cold-blooded.
Just like in California.
In the general with Asian, white, and Hispanic voters, since Black people are non-factors.
Ooh, that's the real math, isn't it? Asian, white, and Hispanic voters are really what's happening now. Y'all, what was happening then, they what's happening now.
Damn.
It's crazy work. The craziest work is happening to y'all.
We're going to be on the reservations with our Native American brethren in a minute. I see it.
I just want to be clear.
Ain't no way Jasmine Crockett just lost that election.
Oh, God.
I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't believe it's rigged, y'all can say whatever you want to say. Y'all can throw y'all racial slurs. One thing about a powerful, beautiful Black woman, they don't want her in power because they know their whole structure gonna fall, man. Texas, one thing about an election, and we got to vote on all that, but we ain't got to vote on shit. What we can do is turn up, quit working, quit paying bills, link up, and really start using our head and realizing why the fuck are we paying to live?
This nigga say he gonna stop paying bills.
Like he already doing that. Look,
you gotta threaten me with some shit I'm really afraid of.
Nah, bro.
It shouldn't cost nothing.
I'm getting sick of tired. See, I got a bald head. I got a beard, a long beard. And these dudes like him is making me look bad. I really need to reclaim my my aesthetic back from these weak back niggas, you know what I'm saying, disguising themselves as so-called masculine man. I said in my stream last night, they trying to make my aesthetic, my look into the comfortable, the safe nigga look. He's trying to be a safe Negro.
I'm with you, Mr. O. This community deserves a better ball nigga, and I'm gonna give it to him.
Damn right. Press play.
And to be able to breathe. Who the fuck gave these people permission to own the ocean, own the earth, and own the land? And nigga, we indigenous to this motherfucker. Not that punk ass European that's running America right now. The only reason that bastard able to do that because we ain't doing nothing about it. Fuck they voters. Fuck they polls. Stand up and let's do something, man. That's real talk, y'all. I'm tired of this shit.
Who you gonna fight? The Democrats, bro? Do you think the Republicans stole your vote? What do you think just happened to you? Like, I wish you would write this down in short, small words. Like, what do you think just happened? I'm curious, because he really think the Republicans, you think this is a white supremacy conspiracy?
He basically trying to say that that Democrats was wrong and right. Like, yes, elections can be stolen, it can be rigged, but only on the Republican end, and they basically rigged the Democratic primary. Yes, a Republican tampering has happened in a mostly Democratic primary amongst Democrats. That's what they're trying to say, right?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure about anything anymore. Hold on, I'm gonna pull something else up.
Crockett lose? How did Jasmine Crockett lose?
Oh shit!
There we go.
Sorry.
How did
sorry.
she let him win? I guess is my question.
Oh, we're well past that.
Because there's a lot obviously wrong that isn't going to go well, that she obviously could have used. Someone can let me know if you're from Texas. What were the ads like? What were the mailers like? I thought, as a Christian woman herself, there were things where she could have obviously called him out if she wanted to do that. But there's so many clips emerging after his win that are circulating on X and stuff that are just going to be a problem. Him saying that God is non-binary. You think that's going to play well in Texas? Or him using the Gospel of Thomas, which is heretical second century stuff. Like, there's things that are obviously not going to go well for him in the general that she could have chosen to use herself. Now, she obviously did well with the black vote and he won the white vote, but he really killed it with the Hispanic vote. Now, there's some people saying, I don't know what it's like in Texas, and I don't know what it's like to be a Texas Hispanic person, but people seem to have the impression that they're not voting for black people. I don't know what the dynamic is like out there, but he did really well with those numbers. But in a general election, like, Hispanic voters have been swaying more to the right because they don't like a lot of the hyper woke stuff. They're more persuadable Republican than obviously the black community. So when all this stuff goes to general election, if you see mailers with James Tallarico talking about God is non-binary, you think, one, that maybe black people still aren't going to vote for the Republican, but maybe they won't just vote at all. And maybe those Hispanic voters are going to check Republican because at the end of the day, they don't like James Tallarico saying don't pick on the trans kids and doing a sob story when people are trying to just protect women's sports. I know James Tallarico is, trying to present himself as this reasonable, loving Christian guy, but what he actually says about the gospel isn't actually Christian if you actually listen to how he explains things. And of course, he goes to really weird text and has really weird beliefs to affirm his progressive ideology that is actually super, super, super woke. And the pendulum has swung on a lot of these issues that he's very gung-ho about. So was she just kind of running her race? Was it really positive about her? Did she attack him? Like, what was it like in Texas? Just let me know, because I feel like she had a lot of missed opportunities. How did Jasmine Crockett lose to James Tallarico?
James Tallarico is a good and valid reason why we should stop saying black and brown. We not brothers and sisters, okay? They're not our true allies. Black people, we don't have any true allies, okay? So all that black and brown unity and all that stuff, stop that, bro, because they gonna do what they do. They gonna do what they do, bro. And this is why we should sit down, be quiet, and stop thinking that we should be kumbaya. Okay? Because they gonna show they behind every time. But yet y'all always getting up on here talking about, no, we gotta come together as minority groups and we gotta stand strong. We black folks, we the only ones that be standing on business. You the only ones that be standing on business. Nobody else be standing with us. But yeah, we want to keep being nice to everybody. No. We want to be a voice for every goddamn body. Nope. Time to sit down. All right? Because we understand how certain people are going to show up and show they behind. Okay? Y'all have a good one.
Scamming Shannon.
What's going on, Mr. Enigma? Welcome to the show, bro. What do you think about this whole Crockett crash out that's happening online. Mic check, mic check. Can't hear you if you're talking, Mystery.
I don't understand. Can you hear me now? I think you hear. You should hear me now.
Okay.
Yeah, good show, man. I don't understand. Like, are we just not supposed to do research on these politicians and not know their backgrounds and everything? It's just all on the surface. We're not supposed to forget yesteryear. The things people have done. Just and also, isn't this an indication that the Latinos are taking over blacks in Democratic politics?
Well, that's my prediction anyway. Because I said, the black vote is just becoming way less important to the Democrats, and black women being like the main sort of block. The whole black vote revolves around black women effectively. They're just going to get thrown to the wayside because we can win without you. And look, James Tallarico actually is a kind of an indicator of that when she just said he really didn't even campaign to the blacks. So just on that statewide Texas level, the trend is shifting away.
I mean, that should be a wake-up call right there for the community. But they can't go to the side with the racists. Quote,
no, because he's blacks.
Right. And this is what I was saying. Black women have kind of left themselves politically isolated. You can't really do anything on the right because you've been making enemies, and you look at everybody over there as racist or whatever anyway, racism, misogyny, whatever isms and phobias you want to use. And so you have no love over there, and you really have no common cause over there. The people you have common cause with, you're now starting to call them racist, misogynist, homophobic, all that. So like nobody loves you anymore, and you don't love anybody either. So where does that leave the whole black woman vote? Where does that leave the black vote, honestly? Because now it's like the men really don't. The black men are kind of a non-factor as far as like voting. But the women don't really, they're not going to get any of their agendas pulled like across the, they're not going to get any of their agendas really voted for. So where does that leave the whole black vote?
In the toilet, in the gutter, back to square one. You can't replenish the numbers because the B-Dub had the My Body, My Choice and went overboard with it. So you don't have that many new voters. And the so-called black voters that you do have amongst y'all is the tether branch, and they pretty much want to make sure that the status quo remains so he can stay in office, with the race victim blaming tactics and shit like that. Even though they're not black, they Nigerian, they Barbadian, they how the shit go. You know how this shit go.
Honestly, I believe they're gonna lose their rights. Not in the sense of like on paper. I'm talking about like what's going on now with the reduction of the government programs, the government jobs, all the other things that they have.
Those would be privileges, and I can't.
But to them, those are rights. So I'm speaking when I say that, tongue in cheek. They believe it's their right to have these things, and then we're starting to see the change in the family court as well, where they're starting to make the shift where it's just not so easy for women to just get a default dub in that system. So I mean, it's just gonna be a reduction of rights, and then I think I saying it out loud, I'm thinking we're starting to see a little bit of the Moynihan report taking place. We're getting some of that benign neglect going on.
Oh snap!
Are you trying to allude that the so-called welfare state that's backed by the Moynihan report, about the disintegration of the black household, the nuclear black family, and basically predicted the welfare state will be the downfall of the so-called black community?
Absolutely. Guilty as charged. And LBJ said it. He didn't leave any room for imagination. Now that was the whole point of him. I mean, I only say the whole point. I say a major factor of him pushing the Great Society bill. So we're gonna what the black woman is getting is justice, bro. And, you know, when somebody's has been, you know, entitled, you know, justice feels like oppression.
You know, that's an interesting thing, and I think it really is a matter of like the pendulum just sort of swinging away from the whole woke era, which woke isn't dead by a long shot, but things are moving away from that era. And as like the Democrats have to adjust to that politically, it means they're going to have to make some shrewd decisions about who they put their money on. And because the Democrats are not abandoning woke, but honestly, the thing about the Talrico guy, he's even woker than Jasmine Crockett, though. That's what's crazy.
Jasmine, Republicans wanted you to win. No one rigged it for James. We wanted you to win because, and I know this is going to be hard to stomach, because you're a joke. We knew it would be a slaughter in the general election. You know, you're right. It was rigged, but it was rigged by your own party. The media establishment and the Democrat in office in America got behind the white guy. They decided he was their guy, and you weren't, Jazzy, all the way to the late show.
The Democrats decided that the Democrats decided that if you're gonna sell woke, you need a strong white face to really sell woke in the post-woke era. They're going anti-woke, selling woke. They're getting a strong white guy who also hates his whiteness, by the way. James Talarico hates his whiteness more than Jasmine Crockett hates white men, period. And so what the Democrats did was just instead of going to the black woman for whatever reason, they decided we got to get it right from the vine, and they went right to the white man. Yeah.
Hey, Hood, ain't a self-hating white man just a male feminist?
True. But they got them a self-hating white man to really like carry the woke message. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. But they got a self-hating white man to really carry the message across. And so the Democrats abandoned a racially woke black woman, which she just hates white men. I don't even know if Jasmine Crockett cares that much about the LGBT community. She's very black and she hates white men, but Talrico looks like a solid woke vote. Like if you're gay and you want to start a gay throuple and have children, Talrico's your guy. If you need to get a transgender abortion, Talrico's your guy. If you want to import Venezuelans and Mexicans and all kind of non-white people across the border, Talrico's your anything that the woke people want to do. He literally has his hand in every color of the
Man,
woke.
well, this sounds like some woke liberal Jeopardy type of thing going on, man. Damn.
I'm just saying the Democrats chose the white man. That is a significant move.
Where they perpetrated a hoax on the American people that Donald Trump's FCC censored an interview between Stephen Colbert and James Talarico, which did not happen. And that was his big breakthrough moment from name recognition on the national stage. You got the Bernie Sanders treatment. You got the Democratic Party picking its heir apparents. And it wasn't you, Jasmine. We wish it would have been you. We wish it would have been Jasmine Crockett, but it's not. And I feel confident that there will be some place that you'll land solidly on your feet, perhaps The View, but it won't be as a senator from Texas. Now,
Jasmine, you guys got the Crockett cast. What's going on?
I just want to point out the one reason why they picked the white guy, because of guys like him, right? Think about the leftist tactics back when with Margaret Sanger. They wanted to put out Planned Parenthood to the black community. Who did they go to? They went after
the black
people. Exactly. They were a black person that they wanted. They have that. It's part of the identity push, right? It's identity marketing at this point. So it's shown they believe that the white guys that listen to podcasts and Joe Rogan are the enemy. So now, because that's the enemy, they have to find somebody that looks like the enemy to push their agenda.
No, you know the funny thing is he's like not a real white man. He's like a feminist in a white man's skin suit. We got a random independent on the line coming up at the tail end of the show. Welcome to the show, independent. What brought you up here today, man?
Well, I didn't want to come up at the beginning and spoil your guys' bitching session.
Well, I had 2 hours to get through, so you had to wait anyway. What's
going
on?
Yeah, well, that works out.
Oh, you one of those?
Yeah, I'm one. Yeah, I'm one of those.
Yeah, he's one of those. What's going on?
I'm one of those. Not much, man. I'm just chilling. My cut came out well. You know, my girl said it's a nice cut, and then, you know what I'm saying, I got to see some titties. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good night. But other than that, you know, just chilling.
Okay. A little TMI, but okay. I mean, I'm always happy when a nigga get to see some titties, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because you guys seem to, like, you know, you're always talking down about women and all this other good stuff. So I didn't know. I just want to see how y'all, if you're receptive.
Bro, don't do that. You had to go get.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, y'all
confuse
me.
Rolling out of bed in the morning. Don't play.
Y'all confuse me, man.
We're celebrating a failure here. We're celebrating.
Y'all talk about not liking identity politics, and then you spend a whole show talking about supporting identity politics. No, that's not the only thing I gotta do. You know, I gotta clean some dishes too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just listening to y'all bitch.
Well, I mean, honestly, it was the whole show of black women bitching. Do you have a commentary on black women feeling abandoned and betrayed by the Democrats?
No, they can hop on though if they want to talk about it.
Well, they were on for the last 2 hours. I played video after video after video of black women in particular feeling some type of way about the Democrat Party, particularly not respecting black women's leadership. Do you think the Democrat Party believes in black women's leadership?
I just want to talk about y'all though, because they ain't here to defend themselves. So I want to talk about them. Y'all here, right? Y'all can try to defend yourselves. So why would I want to talk about them?
All right, go look at your girl's titties, bro. I'm happy he gets to see titties. I'm in the mood for that shit. Anybody have anything to say about black women in the Democrat Party? Because apparently the Democrats aren't the home for the party like they used to be.
I mean, they built the so-called house, and now the house kicked them out like Section 8 always do. I mean, They really didn't see this coming, but Mr. Random Independent, we do feel sorry for them, because now they gonna come to us and ask us for help, and I ain't got enough help to give. You could probably help them out more than I can. So they all yours. I ain't trying to be no hero. I ain't trying to be no savior. They already told me my conservative black ass ain't shit. So I ain't got nothing for the Democratic black woman. What say you, Ms. Renova?
These are all signs that the black vote as a political bloc is just becoming irrelevant. Demographics really are destiny.
It's tough to tell whether you believe the shit that comes out of your mouth, or if it's more like just like a, you know, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, trying to trigger or, you know, invoke some type of emotion or something out of something. It's tough to tell.
Well, don't trust your emotion. That's rule one of being a man.
But yeah. So you say. Yeah, it's good Talarico won. I mean, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Y'all say he's more extreme than Crockett. I haven't seen that. I see him reaching across the aisle, so I don't see how he can be more extreme. Yeah, it's cool.
Would you like to know more?
You said this is the tail end of the show. Hey, whatever you want to bring up, yeah, we can talk about it.
Well, no, as far as Talarico being extreme in particular, well, there are some issues that people haven't really heard much of Talarico before now, because he only just hit the national stage, but people don't know he's a church-going liberal woke weirdo. And so people haven't really gotten a taste of what that actually means in terms of like policy and platforming and campaigning on certain things. I don't think he's actually been up against it, but to this point, though, from what I've seen of him, he is a very slippery character. You have to come at him very, you have to craft a very good attack on him. He's not just
he knows his shit.
He's very trained. He's very well trained in media.
Yeah, you know who would be a good ticket is I would love to see well, I don't know Talarico well enough, but from what I've seen so far, Tallarico and Pete Buttigieg. That'd be a great ticket.
In the Gospel of Thomas,
why Pete Buttigieg
later omitted.
Well, Tallarico and Buttigieg is an instant kill. That's
no. I want to hear from
right
random independent. Why them particular Democrat individuals?
That's like a closeted gay or an out closet gay.
Because well, based off of what Conservative just said about Tallarico, he knows his shit. He knows how to address certain topics and whatnot. And I see the same thing in Pete Buttigieg. They're both seem to be really intelligent. They both reach across the aisle. And I think that's the most important thing for the president to do right now.
You think an openly gay man? Hold real quick. Do you think an openly gay man who's in a marriage who actually has an adopted baby is someone who can be elected on a national ticket?
Well, I don't know. Well, I meant more so like what in a utopia, like who I would like to see as a ticket, not necessarily the viability of them winning.
America's not going.
Probably not. Probably. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a chance as a VP, Tallarico as president and him as VP. I think there's a chance. There would be a chance.
Wasn't Buttigieg like the head of the Department of like Transportation at one point, and when he was the
he was Secretary of Transportation.
Yeah, and then that department basically failed because of his supposed leadership. Then he actually takes some time off.
The department didn't fail.
Well, then he takes some time off. Speaking of the supposed adopted progeny, adopted Crumb Crusher, then he actually take time from his position to care for said adopted Crumb Crusher.
I think he did. I would hope so. As a parent, you should take time off to take care of your kid. Yeah.
I pass the mic.
In the Gospel of Thomas, which was later omitted from the Bible
better next time
by church officials. The Gospel of Thomas quotes Jesus as saying, when you make the male and female one and the same, when the male is not male, when the female is not female, then you will enter the kingdom of God.
He's got some kind of far out there beliefs and quotes, especially in the realm of religion. Well, because you don't know what religion is. You don't understand the Christian faith, so you don't even understand how far out of. I assume I can tell you don't really understand.
I think everybody that grew up in the U.S. understands the Christian religion.
No, they don't. Don't
at the very
assume.
least a certain extent.
That's not true.
Okay. What don't I understand about the Christian religion?
Is the Gospel of Thomas canon or no?
Yes, actually it is.
It's not. That's the point.
Yes, it is.
It's literally not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
And the Bible is very patriarchal, and most of Christianity is preached matriarchally from a matriarchal angle in America.
And again, this is what I mean. I can throw these blanket statements out there so easily. Most people have no idea what the faith really consists of, because at this point, we've been getting watered down Christian Zionism for like the last 75 years, and you didn't even know it until last week when the war started.
Who?
I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
It wasn't President Trump that canceled your segment there. I mean, this is one area where Ms. Crockett is correct. This was a decision by the network, and, they didn't want to have her on, possibly. They didn't want to have that equal time. And so they looked at the ruling and said, well, we're not going to do this. But I also think that the way it was aired, I mean, you got over 5 million views. You raised $2.5 million in 24 hours. So it was pretty big success for you.
Well, again, my concern is not for my campaign, it's for the Constitution.
Right, but it wasn't the president who said, do not allow this to air. They did not say, do not allow this to air. It was equal share time that was already in the rules. And that network said, we don't want to have the equal share. We don't want to fulfill that part of the rule.
Again, let's go one level deeper.
It wasn't President Trump that canceled your.
Now, the point I was making about this guy is that as extreme as he may be,
wait, what was the issue with what he said?
Hold on, let me make my point. As extreme as he may be with whatever issues you want to bring up, the fact is he is a very politically astute operator. And so when you catch him on these media appearances he doesn't give Crockett energy. He doesn't give immediate cringe. You have to listen to him to understand what's cringe about him. That's very deceptive on the political front.
So what was wrong with what he said right there?
Again, you're not a regular.
Are you just saying like because he presents himself on certain platforms as kind of moderate and something else, and on another platform more extreme, that you got to be? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's the political extremist with the tone of moderation. He uses the language of moderation to put forward the most extreme ideas. That's what makes him even more dangerous than a Jasmine Crockett, which is also why the smart money and the Democrat establishment bet on him. He is a better Crockett. He's better at being whatever she's supposed to be for the Democrats. And it's not even about being a black woman or whatever, because they really don't give a shit about black. They have an agenda that supersedes race, religion, and all that. And he is good for that agenda.
So what are his extreme political views?
Transgender abortions, for one.
Abortion? What is his view on abortion?
No, he literally says the transgender community needs access to abortion. So these are two.
Okay, well yeah. If a trans, do transgendered exist? Do people that think that they're the opposite gender exist?
What's your point?
Because it's a female that thinks they're a male, or a female that thinks they're a man gets pregnant. They can still get pregnant because they're still a female, and so they should have access to abortion.
You mean women?
Yeah, that's why I said female, right? I said a female that thinks they're a man.
But he says transgender.
That's fine, because I'm trying to help you understand because you seem to not understand. So I'm trying to spoon feed it to you, buddy.
Why do you say
I'm spoon feeding it? I'm spoon feeding it to you.
Why does he say woman? Why does he say transgender and you say woman?
I'm saying it so I can spoon feed it to you because you seem to misunderstand or not understand what the transgender having access to abortion, why they would need that, and so I'm trying to help you understand.
Is a male to female transgender a woman?
So just because you think that I'm gonna answer your questions doesn't mean anything.
Matter of fact, what is the woman? Let's start there. Let's start at first principles. What is a woman?
What is a female or a woman?
What is a woman?
Well, a woman, is kind of based off of whatever side you're in, that kind of women characteristics or whatnot.
A woman has woman characteristics.
But you asked why would transgender?
The definition of woman is a woman has woman characteristics. That's your answer to the question.
So you asked why transgenders would need access
what is a woman? I don't give a shit about transgenders. I asked what.
Well, you did, because that was the original question, and I'm answering, and now you want to switch it.
At first principles.
You can move the goalpost all you want. I'm gonna go back to where the goalpost was originally at.
What is a woman?
It's cool, man.
What is a woman?
So we'll get there. I'm gonna spoon feed you. I'm gonna walk you down the entire way.
What is?
We're not starting there. We're starting where you asked the question. Why do transgender need access to abortion? That was your original question.
I don't know what a woman.
That was your original question.
What is a woman?
Let's start from. All right, man. Let me know when you're done.
What is a woman?
Let me know when you're done.
I'll be done when you tell me what a woman is.
Okay.
Since you believe in transgender magic, tell me what a woman is, and then we'll go.
What transgender magic? What transgender magic do I believe in?
What is a woman?
Let me know when you're done.
As soon as you tell me what a woman is, we'll be done with this segment. I have more time than I really need. What is a woman?
Hey, just let me know when you're done, and I'll talk.
When you can explain what a woman is, I'll be willing to listen to whatever other bullshit.
Well, I already said what a female is. A woman,
what is a woman?
Yeah, a woman can be. I don't know if there's really a hard definition of a woman. I think there's a lot of.
This nigga told me he looked at titties last night, but you don't know what a fucking woman is.
You done?
Explain to me how you looked at. What did you look at last night?
You done?
What did you look at? You told me you saw.
Let me know when you said when I answer. You said when I answer I would be able to talk.
You saw titties,
sir. You said when I answer I could talk.
You told me you saw some goddamn titties, and now you're telling me you don't know what a fucking woman is.
Sir, you said when I answered I could talk. Can I talk or not? Can I talk or not? All right, man. Can I talk or not?
What are titties, nigga?
Can I talk or not?
What are titties? What the fuck were you looking at after you got this haircut?
Can I talk or not?
You said I got a haircut and I was able to see titties. Now you don't know what a woman is. I'm not sure you saw titties. If you can't tell me what a woman is, how can I believe you saw titties last night?
Can I talk or not?
If you can't tell me what a woman is, how can I believe you actually saw titties?
Hey, let me know when you're done and I'll talk. I know you're doing it for the chat, so I'll let you go off.
I'm doing this for you.
You're doing
my
it for the
nigga.
chat. Go
I
ahead,
swear
man.
to God, I'm doing
Let
this
me know.
for
Let me
you.
know. Let me know when you're done talking.
The chat knows what women and titties are. I'm
No,
trying to help you, nigga. What
you know,
is a
like I said,
woman
it's
and
an
what
echo
are
chamber.
titties? Now
It's
we
an echo
have two
chamber, so you're
questions
just
on the
going off of
table.
what the. Okay, that's
What
fine.
is a woman and what are titties?
So I know you're doing it for the chat because the whole echo chamber thing, and the chat's loving it, so you're just gonna keep on doing the same thing.
What is a woman and
Like I
what
said,
are
I'll walk you
titties,
down
bro?
from the beginning. Okay, so how about this? I will not stop talking next time you interrupt me until you kick me.
What is a woman and what
So
are titties?
we're gonna start from the beginning, and we're gonna get to where we're at now.
Okay,
All right.
I'll give
So
you a
let's do that.
chance, but if you
All
get
right.
if you take
So-
too long to tell me what
all
a
right.
woman is, I'm just gonna assume you can't answer.
Like I said, the next time you interrupt me while I'm talking, I'm just gonna talk until you kick me, and then you can sit up here and then you can sit up here and enjoy the chat, and
This nigga got
do whatever
balls,
you
but he
want.
don't know what fucking titties
Bro.
are. You see this shit? How you got balls, but you don't know what titties are? Go ahead, make your point.
Okay, so you brought up the question about the transgender. Why do transgender need access to abortion centers or need access to abortion? So that's why I brought up, hey, a female, they think they're a man, they can still get pregnant, they need access. That is what I take him to mean, that transgender need access to abortion centers or more, whatever the case may be. I need to hear it in like the context. I could be off. Maybe I'm assuming he's saying something that he's not. So I need to hear in the context. But when I hear that, that's what I hear. A female that thinks they're a man, that she can still get pregnant. So she needs access to abortion. And, are there any words I can't say over here?
Well, if you don't want to say it, be clever about it.
Sexual assault kits and stuff like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the second half, you asked what a woman is. There's obviously a debate, what constitutes a woman, the way that we define a woman now versus back then, versus like, let's say 70 years ago, some of the characteristics or something might be different. Feminine is like kind of a moving thing. There's obviously some things I think that have stayed the same throughout, at least most of the US's history when it comes to a woman and to female. Obviously titties, generally speaking, are going to be on a woman. A male can take estrogen pills and develop titties. So to say titties is how you define a woman doesn't make any sense to me. I think that transgender have a mental illness. So you're sitting here saying like, oh, I don't know this and I don't know that, and I'm a support. Like, I think that they have a mental illness, and I think that there should be more investigation and more studies done on that. But that's neither here nor there. That kind of answers your question about women. I don't have a strict definition of a woman. I just have a strict definition of a female, and that's what XX or XY chromosome, whichever one it is.
How do we know he really saw titties? Chat, help me out here. What do you think?
This is what I mean. You're still back on that. You're still back on that.
Chat, what do you think he was looking at last night? If he doesn't know what a woman is, he can't really tell me for a fact.
All right,
he was looking at titties.
You tell me, sir. You tell me what a woman is. You tell me what a woman is.
An adult human female.
Okay, that's what I already said. Female, so you can't use that.
An adult human female.
Mm-hmm.
Chat.
That's it. Just a female. A woman is a female.
An adult human female.
Okay, so just a female. Okay, got it. I mean, adult, obviously, but yeah. Okay, got it.
Huh.
So why? So to use sex and gender, I mean, sex and gender are synonymous. They're the exact same thing.
Well, they used to be until the queers started rewriting definitions.
Okay, so they're not anymore. So they're not anymore.
Sex is different from gender. They literally say sex is different from gender. Sex is biological. Okay. Gender is an expression.
Okay, so we're on the same page. I recognize
that's what
that
they say. If you believe that, then you believe what the new crazy people believe. But before like 30 years ago or 20 years ago, sex and gender were literally interchangeable. They meant the same thing. Only now do they somehow mean different things.
Okay.
But I'm still. Listen. I cannot let go of this point. If a man
like I said, you're
know
enjoying the chat.
So objectively,
cool.
How does a man know he's looking at titties? This is really This
Just
is
let me
me.
know when
Let
me know when you want a serious topic. Let me know when you want a serious topic.
Nigga, this is me
I'll be
being
chilling here.
philosophical right
I can
now.
I can turn on my Xbox and just chill.
Do you know what titties are?
I can turn on my Xbox and just chill. Let me know when you want to get back to a serious topic.
Well, anyway, thanks for playing. Have a great day. I'll catch you next time. We're gonna wrap this up. We actually are after the 3-hour mark, but this is me being my most philosophical. If a man can't define rationally or objectively what a woman is, how can he now tell me that he looked at titties? I think it's a fundamental philosophical problem, and there is no way for he and I to resolve this on air. So we're just gonna have to end this moment here. But that is where we're going to end this conversation, on a deep philosophical question. And this is actually like the problem of the extreme gender left. You can't really explain these things. So like, if you don't know what a woman is and you're telling me that you saw some titties, all I have now for you are questions that'll never get answered properly. There's no voting your way out of this. We just got to force these people back into the lockers like they belong. We have to make bullying great again. You can't vote your way out of this shit. You just have to make bullying great again, and eventually we'll get to a nice equilibrium.
I'm telling you, man, this the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
Guys, I thank you so much for watching today's show. It was almost a debacle, but we turned it around. We pulled it off the brink, and we got to a core philosophical disagreement. I don't think that nigga really saw titties. I'm just throwing it out, and I'm standing on that. I'm standing firmly, 10 toes down. I don't think that nigga looked at no titties last night. He looked at something, but they weren't actually they weren't definitional titties. They were something else. There was some other approximation of titties. They were something. I don't know. I'm not wise enough to know all the answers to all the questions, but I firmly believe that nigga did not see no titties last night. I think I saw chest hair. Yeah, man, that nigga saw chest hair. I'm done. I'm done. I can't no more. I can't. That nigga saw chest hair. That nigga got a fresh shape up to go look at chest hair. That nigga got a fresh cut to go look at chest hair. That nigga went and got the Dominican lineup just so he could look at some chest hair. That nigga was staring at taco meat last night. This nigga got pretty to look at taco meat. I can't. Oh my God. Oh my God. My stomach hurt. You niggas about to bust my hernia. My stomach hurting now. My scar is acting up. Jesus Christ. I'm about to bust a stitch, literally. I got to go. Man. These niggas getting all beautified to look at taco meat. What the hell, Trump? Look at what you did to my people, Trump.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help black people.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.